Hello and welcome to Fantasy Hour, a D&D podcast, or live stream that's going to be documenting a homebrew campaign titled Libris Infintium. I'm your Dungeon Master, Prim. I use she/her pronouns, and I am very excited to share this project with you all. Would the rest of you like to introduce yourselves?
Uh, Hello, I'm Kirby. I go by they, them pronouns, and I will be playing the Kobold Hookra.
Great.
Hi, I am Chrissy. My pronouns are she, her, and I will be playing the cool, obviously the coolest here. Everyone can, calm down. Reeser V, who lives in the town of Wellsboro.
Hi, I'm Charlie. I go by pronouns. I will be playing Evo, a Asimar warlock barbarian traveling with the marvelous Midnight Museum.
Hi, I'm Quartz. My pronouns are he, him. Oh no, he, they. Sorry. I will be playing Mark, a tiefling shepherd from the humble agricultural village of Mooncrest Valley.
All right. Is there anything else you guys want to say before we get into it?
I think we're ready, finally.
Let's go!
Let's go!
Alrighty.
I guess, actually, real quick, we should, for anybody in chat, are we all coming through okay?
Yeah, that's a good question.
The quick checkup.
Love any feedback.
Any audio feedback or whatever, get those things out of the way now before we find out that nobody could hear us. I'm a little quiet.
It's really fair. It says Kirby's a little quiet.
Alright, I can just raise my audio a bit.
Mm.
How does that sound? Is this better?
Now it's rhyme time.
Prim is very hearable. Everyone else could be a little louder.
Okay. Again, yeah, I think that you have to turn our volumes up in your Discord since it's your desktop audio.
Alright. So... Actually, yeah, I have Prim up louder because...
The DM, the God, our Lord and Savior.
So I'll just put everybody up at, like, the same rough level as Prim. It feels weird calling you Prim. I don't normally call you Prim.
Get used to it.
Yeah, get used to it.
God.
Okay.
Alright.
Are we ready to start then?
Alright. Everyone is hopefully at roughly the same audio level now.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
In that case,
I will be keeping an eye on chat, so let me know if stuff needs adjustment.
In that case, our adventure begins. The sun rises over the city of Wellboro, an array of colors reflecting off of stained glass windows and the rolling sound waters. It's quiet, but as the day begins to form, the hustle and bustle of the City of the Arts comes into play. We see lamplighters going about, snuffing the flames in the upper class districts. We see in the industrial side of Wellboro, people getting up for their jobs. Glass blowers, silversmiths, pottery. This is where our adventure begins. Let's begin with Hukra. You arrived in the city a week prior. What was your first plan of action?
Oh shoot, what would Hooper do first? I guess, most likely find a place to stay.
Alright. And where would you look for?
Um, I would probably avoid a hotel, like or hotel. I would see if there's any like fishing people looking for work, and if they can let me stay at their docks.
Yeah. I'll say in downtown Wellborough is where you're most likely to find that sort of thing. It's more a place of business than recreation, as most of the city tends to be. And by the docks, you would probably be able, with a little effort, and having to prove your skill, of course, be able to pick up work with, fishers and people in the market.
Does that mean I'm rolling dice?
You can if you want to. Would you like this to be a check, or would you like to just say it happened?
That you're the DM. That's your decision.
All right. In that case, I guess I'll let you roll a performance check, to show how well you can do your job.
All right. Do I have that? Probably. This is gonna suck.
You can also change it to a dex if you want to. I think fish is one of those things that can be any sort of skill check, depending on what you think it should be.
I don't know. I feel like dex makes more sense.
Okay.
I guess also I gained an advantage on ability checks made using a fishing tackle, so.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, I probably should have asked this earlier. Are we rolling the dice in our server, or should I just roll any dice I have lying around?
You can in the server if you want to, but I'll trust you guys not to fudge your rolls. If it seems sus, I might tell you to start moving to the dice spot.
Alright, I have a dice roller on my phone I like, so I'm just gonna use that.
Okay.
Alright, we're starting with a 2. Great start. But I have advantage. Yep. Huzzah! Much better.
What you get?
That is a 13, adding my dex modifier. Shut up, phone. I should mute that. Added my dex modifier. That brings us to a total of 17.
Alrighty. Yeah, with a 17, you pretty easily managed to prove your skill. The, more experienced fishermen at the dock were a little suspicious at first of this very scrappy, small-looking lizard coming about and saying, yes, I can fish, but, when you actually pull in a pretty meaty, successful, venture, they seem impressed.
Never doubt
You managed
Hookra.
to, find somewhere to stay. I'll say at a, local tavern that is giving you a little bit of a price off as long as you help them out.
Alright.
Now, let's go to Evo.
Hello.
Hello.
I was muted.
You're fine. On this day, the marvelous Midnight Museum has arrived in town. Now, there's the occasional traveling circus, but this one is a little odd for their supposed gimmick. They're only open between the hours of 12 in the morning to 6. It's sort of meant to be a mysterious vibe, but it also means that they draw on a more mature audience. However, you haven't really gone about getting a permit yet, so everyone's kind of playing it by ear to see how's this city gonna react. Speaking of, as everyone's setting up, I imagine you're probably with Moth as he's trying to carry a few supplies here and there.
Probably trying to help.
Yeah. You are approached by Tristan. You know him as your ringmaster. He's a red tiefling with horns that kind of curl back, and he's dressed extravagantly, kind of a pinstriped suit. Evo, can I get you for a second?
Yeah, sure, yeah, yeah.
And he hands you a stack of flyers. Now, before you go head off and get yourself in a bar fight or whatever it is you do, can you go please spread these around town for a bit? Try and get a few customers drawn in?
Yeah, I'll do what I can.
Thank you so very much.
Of course.
And with that, he lets you go explore the city. Now, before I'll cut back to you both and let you roam and explore and do as you please, I'm gonna cut to Mark.
Hello.
Hello. It's been a long travel, but the night prior, you finally arrived in the city of Mooncrest Valley. What was your plan of action?
Well, probably to find a place to sleep. For decently cheap, so nothing too high class. Probably the most rundown tavern he could find, the one that would be the cheapest.
Mhm. In that case, as you're going around, you're approaching from the south, so you probably encounter the downtown gate first, which is a mix of like industrial and slums and housing. You most of the taverns, they're, kind of more there aren't that many in this area. It's expected that residents will be permanent more often than not, but you find one not too far from the water, but not too far inland as well. It's called the Chipped Cup, and it seems to gain that name from its location not too far from this weird abandoned china factory in the city. Do you,
Yeah, I will go in.
you step inside. It's got kind of these creaky wooden floors, and it smells a little bit of, ale, a little bit of dust, but it's fairly well put together. And you see this sort of halfling sitting at the table waiting for customers, cleaning kind of a glass while he's there.
I will walk up to the halfling.
Well, hello. What you are you looking for a place to stay? What you looking for?
Oh, I'm looking for a room. Do you got any rooms for cheap? And if it's okay with you, if I can't pay for most of my room, I can work. I could serve drinks.
All right. Well, how much coin you got on you?
Um, I have about I think 5 copper.
Ugh, you really weren't lying about not having much coin, were you?
Yeah, okay, just kind of sink into himself a little bit.
Hey, no worry, no worry. You said you can work, right?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can
What you
do.
good at?
Well, I'm strong, so I can carry stuff if you need moving. Crates or ale.
All right. We got a few barrels that do need to be shipped in. I'll tell you what. I'll give you our It's kind of a rundown room, but I think you can make it work. Give me the 5 copper. I'll put you to work the next day. You can stay for until you get a job.
All right. So kind of hesitantly reach in his pocket and just like it's like giving him it, being like, I really wish I didn't have to give him all this copper.
Yeah, he just takes it regardless, I'm afraid. But you do have your room. Now, I'm gonna let this loose on the players before we introduce V. What would you like to do? Do any of you have spots in particular you want to explore? Do you want me to give you a rundown of the local landmarks and what you're seeing?
Hukra probably wants to talk to like the town watch or guard or whatever,
Mhm.
and ask if they know about any traveling monks who come by here.
Alrighty. Yeah, you're able to look around. They do have this sort of like official kind of uniform. It's like not it's a little bit based off of the Royal Guard because they are controlled by the crown, but they are more specialized for this city. And I'll say give me a it can be a perception or investigation. Whatever you want to go and find one.
I guess we'll go with perception. Modified 20. Hell yeah.
Alrighty. Then just a moment. And you're walking around it's one of those old cities where it's been kind of built up and down now and again, so the street design doesn't always make the most sense, but you are able to get an idea eventually of where you're headed. And with that, you were able to find a guard.
Saw.
You see kind of a armored Kenku who's patrolling. He's, got kind of the assumed spear or staff of the guard, and he's walking around. He'll stop and talk to someone now and again just to make sure everything's okay. He seems fairly friendly.
All right. I go up to talk to him.
What do you say?
Oh shoot, hooker voice time. Let's go! You in the armor!
He kind of jumps a little bit, not expecting that voice, but he looks down at you and he goes, can I help you?
I'm gonna drop the hooker voice for longer sentences. Anyways. Do you know about any traveling monks who pass by here?
I mean, it's a pretty large city. There's the occasional monk, but do you have any more specifics you can give me?
They are specifically going around the world searching for, like, ancient artifacts.
I mean, got a few of those in, like, local museums. It's mostly in the hands of the nobles, I'd have to say, but... Is that no physical descriptors?
Alas, I cannot say.
I haven't, but if I see you around and have gained any more information, I'll let you know.
That would be much appreciated.
Have a good day.
Thank you! Walks away. That fucking voice.
Alright, what are the rest of you guys interested in?
Well, I guess Evo is, doing her thing, handing out flyers as she's just walking around the city.
What part of the city do you aim for?
Huh.
If you want a summary, on the map, that little island, that should be the Sage District. Above that, to the north, is Old Town Walborough, and below that is Downtown Walborough, the industrial center. You can see, if you're walking around, there's a few distinctive parts you see now and again. In Old Town Walborough, you see about kind of a boardwalk, up against the water with these 5 windmills, kind of a strange sight for a city. They're lined up against the water, and they seem fairly well painted and decorated, and they seem to be more of an art piece, really, than any sort of, practical, you know, source. On the island, you see a very tall, winding tower that sort of sticks up against the rest of the horizon. And, you'd see a few signs now and again for, places you mentioned, like, this far until you can find the Shrine of the Nine Muses, this far until you can find the public theater or the statue park. And as you're exploring, you sort of get an idea of a bit more to the north in the island is an upper class region, while with the industrial side, we have, working class and, the poor.
I guess Evo would aim to hand out the flyers, but also head to the lower area, the more slum area.
Alrighty. It's kind of a mixed reaction as you're handing out flyers, and occasionally there's a place you can staple it to, whether that be a job board in a tavern or whatnot. But it's people are looking at it curiously. There's a few, typically those who are more well dressed seem a little adverse and they kind of give you an awkward wave like no thank you. But the common folk, they look at it and you know, it is intriguing. It's a circus open only late at night and they don't quite know what's going on, but it's captured their imagination. And I'm just going to check with Mark real quick before we continue with you. Is there anything you want to do while you're staying in the city?
Um, hmm. Well, he'll definitely do the work that the guy needed before. Like he'll go into his room, sitting down his staff or his cane, and probably like his backpack with his slight odds and ends. And then he'll probably get to work with whatever that guy needs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not asking anything extravagant of you, so you're able to spend, like, I'll say a better part of a day doing it, and you'll have a little bit of time at the end to walk around and explore. And in the early hours of the morning, mostly, it's, help me move this thing, get all the chairs and tables set up, clean the floor, that kind of thing.
Alrighty. Uh, yeah, he'll probably just kind of go for a little stroll about the city, just seeing what Wildborough has to offer.
All right. Walking across the industrial center, it's kind of what you'd expect. Every now and again, you'll pass by a building where you can feel the heat of a furnace, and you'll see glass blowers going about and, crafting pieces and, adding on more bits of sand and colored little shattered pieces and putting it right back into the kiln. Then there'll be silversmiths who are creating these fine, like, tableware pieces, and it's all very intricately done. And then there's also the less, like, physically taxing forms of art. You'll Every now and again, you'll pass by a couple of aspiring authors or poets who are very heatedly debating a new topic. Or you'll come by a painter who's awkwardly carrying a canvas, trying not to smudge it as they can find somewhere on a balcony it can dry.
Hmm.
And
Uh,
let's say around this time, adventurers seem to convene. You see, all of you, as you pass, would see a small lizard who's just finishing up talking to a guard, a very flashy young woman with golden hair who's handing out flyers, and a pink tiefling who seems a little lost.
Good question, Jim. Have I ever seen a kobold before, or like know what that would be?
It's a good question. They certainly aren't a common race. You know what? Roll me a D100 and I'll tell you if you've seen one or not.
I swear to God, if this is the beginning of like somebody picking me up and me becoming the pet.
33.
A 33. It's lower than I expected, but I'll say you've, like, read of them. You've, like, heard of one in a story, or you might have seen it in your book, but you've never really seen one in person.
The pink tiefling will just start kind of like staring at the kobold, kind of like squinting him, and he'll just kind of reach into his pocket, pulling out a pair of glasses. They kind of look like old people, like an old lady glasses. Like they're very wide frame.
Oh,
They're slightly cracked, and he just kind of puts them on to like look, kind of stares, and then kind of continues walking slowly, but just still staring at this little creature, and kind of also in the corner by keeping his eye on Evo.
Would I notice him staring?
You can roll a perception if you want. It'll be fairly easy. He seems obvious about it.
Yeah, I
Pink
probably would be
tiefling.
suspicious of people staring at me, so let's roll for that. Ah, yes, perfect. This is what I want my good rolls to be going towards. 15!
15, yep. Yeah, you do notice, say, kind of awkward pink tiefling just staring at you.
I will stare back.
Kind of like look at you, acknowledge that you're staring at him, and then kind of like shake his head, put it away from you, and just kind of look down. And kind of keep on walking with a bit more haste.
could I hand them flyers?
You're welcome to have some flyers. How do you do
Just
that?
make the situation even weirder. Why not? Hands them flyers.
How do you hand us the flyers?
I just as I'm walking by, just hand you a flyer. I honestly, I don't know how she would hand the flyers. I don't know in what position she's in right now.
Throw flyers at people.
You turn them into paper airplanes and throw them.
No, just like as she takes a flyer and hands them each to you.
You see this, it's kind of a crinkled paper that's been, it seems like it's kind of a stamp that was mass produced, and you see, it's sort of an Art Deco design with these elaborate fonts and illustrations, and it says, "The Marvelous Midnight Museum, open for a limited time only in the city of Wellborough. 12 a.m., Lower Downtown District."
I grab the flyer, but I continue staring.
I'm gonna kind of try to divert my eyesight from the kobold, and ask, "Well, does this take money? I don't. Oh, I think people is muted.
For your information, Evo, it does take money.
Oh, Charlie's muted right now.
Yep. Alright, well, what's going on, you think? I'll say, while you're kind of awkwardly this encounter where no one's really sure kind of what's going on or who these people are, you do hear the start of some commotion in a nearby building.
Oh boy.
Like kind of a
Oh no.
ladder, like something's fallen over, maybe the breaking of a vase against the floor, and kind of a, okay, all right. Does it catch your attention?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I'll look at it.
probably.
You see kind of a smaller building kind of wedged in between two. It's wooden, and it's got kind of a hanging sign on it that says Fawn's Pawns. Seems to be a local pawn shop or antique store. And do you attempt to look inside? Do you check through the window, through the door?
Yeah.
It has an open
yeah.
time. Alrighty. Do you open the door or just check through the window? Each of you can decide something else if you want, like different if you want to. You don't have to stay on the same path.
I looked out to the window.
Yeah, Eva will also check the window. She's not one to just yet break and enter.
I'm not actually gonna look through the window myself. I'm just gonna look at these two looking through the window.
Okay. Through the window, you see kind of an odd sight. It looks like a bookshelf has been kind of tipped over, and there is a satyrman wearing a scarf and kind of a vest and a button up, and he's got a broom in one hand and he's swatting it at something, and it takes you a moment to realize what it is, but it appears that one of the antique books has unhinged its jaw to reveal just a maw of teeth.
Oh.
And it just seems to be kind of flipping about.
Can I tap on the window?
Yeah, sure. You tap on the window, and the satyr kind of looks at it, and he's like, one moment, and he continues trying to bat his broom at this book.
Could Evo call out, like, do you need any help?
You don't have to, but a little assistance would be appreciated.
Yeah, she'll go in, you know?
And with that, would you guys like to roll initiative?
I'm technically not there yet, but I'll roll initiative too.
Alrighty. Ooh. Reminds me to stop that, because I think it accidentally queued a playlist.
I got... Oh, great. Yes, this is what I love using my nat 20s on. Initiative!
Yep.
The best
Okay.
time to get a nat 20.
I got a... Oh, also remember put your initiative in dice block. I got a 16.
Okay, thank you.
17.
Hey, Eva.
17. Yeah.
What is your dex, if you would tell me?
Let me check. A 2.
Okay, thank you.
I just realized I should clarify, since nat 20s don't matter on initiative, it's 24.
Okay. That should be everything. Up first is Hukra. Wild surprise.
Wow.
What do you do?
I guess since I see them going inside, I'll go inside.
Okay. Are you just gonna use your movement to do that, or anything else?
I don't know, I guess now that I'm inside, I probably see the thing.
Yep.
It's a book. I like books. Books are friends, not food.
This book does appear to have teeth.
Books are friends, not food.
So is that all you do? Do you want me to move on?
Would I know what the fuck the book is?
You can roll an intelligence if you want.
Sure, why not? Okay, I don't get any modifiers. Woo! I'll take a 12.
12. With that roll, you see it, and it's monstrous, but you don't exactly know what you're looking at.
Hukra curious.
Is that your turn?
Can I, how, okay, real quick, how much movement do I have left? Like, do I have enough to potentially get up to the book?
I'll say you've only spent about, like, 15 feet going inside.
So, yes?
Yeah. What is your movement?
I want to try and close the book.
You want to try and close the book.
I want
Okay.
to get up to the book and close it.
Okay. I'll say you're able to get up to it. It does not like the fact that you're approaching, and it just sort of kind of growls as you get closer, but I'll say it's a strength to try and shove that top half of it down.
I'm gonna growl back at it while I do this.
Okay! If you want, you can roll an intimidation.
You know what? Sure. I will intimidate the book. Alright, Dice, what do you give me? Oh, fuck it, intimidation, so that's, charisma, right? 17!
I'm gonna stop this real quick. Intimidation, you know what? I will roll against you.
You will be intimidated, book!
You growl at it, and you see as it kind of, like, pauses for a second, goes,
Oh my god, the situation.
Next in the initiative order is Evo.
What's the book currently doing other than like
Being frightened by a lizard.
being
That's
frightened by a lizard?
As like you see this lizard kind of growl at it as it was growling back, it kind of like backs off for a second, and it's like, and it kind of recoils, and it seems to like try to, in an animated sort of sense, even though it doesn't have eyes, it seems to be almost like looking around, like where can I run off to? What can I, cause chaos on?
I will rage as my bonus action, and I am just going
great.
to grab the book and hold it shut.
Okay, Dex to pick it up, strength to hold it shut.
Okay, that's not bad for Dex. That's a math. Oh, 15. Jesus, I could not figure out math there for a minute.
Okay, 15 is at the Dex.
Yes.
Yeah, it tries to like jump out of your grasp, but you manage to like pick it up.
$17 to hold it shut.
You try to hold it shut, but as you do, its jaw just sort of springs back, and suddenly it has just bitten your hands, like up to kind of your forearm. It's just inside a book now. It is warm and slimy. It's not a good feeling.
Did you just stare at it with the rage she currently feels?
And for its damage, I'm guessing, does a 16 hit?
Yes, that my armor class is 15.
Lovely. So it is
I'm
kind
okay
of,
with
like,
this.
stuck on your arm, and oh boy. So that's 11 piercing damage plus plus 5 acid damage.
Okay, so piercing. I just gotta check rage real quick. Okay, that's. I have resistance for piercing, so.
Thank God.
Half of. What? Sorry, what was the damage?
11.
Okay, so half of 11 is.
Since it's drawn down for the players, that's gonna be 5 damage.
Thank you. So 5 damage plus how much acid?
That was. Let me double check. Yeah, that is 5 acid damage.
Well, I'm still alive. That's all that matters. Barbarian.
Next in initiative is Mark.
Yeah. Also, I would just like it to be known out there, that attack on Mark would have nearly killed him.
Oh, great.
Like, killed. Like, I don't mean like just put him like down to 0 hit points. Like, kill him.
Oh, bud.
But with that, it's a book on her arm.
Yeah, it's kind of clinging there.
Okay, this is dumb. I'm gonna go up to the book, start petting it, and say, "It's okay. You don't. Oh, that's wrong. You don't have to bite people. Be nice, book. Pet.
Oh my god!
I want to try to tame the book.
That's not what I was expecting.
Oh my god!
I guess roll an animal handling.
Okay. I don't even I think that's one of my good skills. Okay, animal handling.
Also, do you want to stop the music now since it was in the playlist?
Oh yeah, sure. Could you set it to only the first track?
Indeed.
Thank you.
Oh. Okay, not the worst. So that's a natural 20 plus 1.
What
Oh
the
my
fuck?
God.
What is happening right now?
Bruh.
Okay, yeah, it kind of growls for a bit, and it's doing that thing like when an animal doesn't want to put down the thing in its mouth. But it doesn't really appear to be, like, snapping at you, and it just kind of, like, it's untenses. It's weird to describe that because it is a book's untensing, but it does kind of, like, relax and let you kind of support its weight in your hand. It hasn't let go yet, though.
Okay.
Alright, can I just try to gently, like, shake it back and forth, trying to pull her, like, get it to release from her arm like a cat? It's like a dead thing, you shake it until it drops it.
I guess that's like another animal handling?
Just a note. Eva, she's wearing a mask, so you can only see, like, her eye, but that eye is just the look. You could just read the look of utter confusion and disappointment of this situation.
So that's a 5.
Yeah, it's still not letting go. You kind of try to tug it, and it seems like it's actually kind of like pulling at the flesh of her arm, so it's very quickly like, okay, that's blood, I should probably stop that.
Yeah, I don't think I really have anything as a bonus action I can do. Yeah, no, that's my turn.
And it's at this moment that, like, after this commotion, you see someone kind of like poke their head in the door. This kind of like, small girl, young woman at least, but a little on the shorter side. And she's got this black kind of robes on and this wizard hat and a frog just sitting on the brim of that hat. And she looks in at confusion at this situation. She looks over at the satyr and she's like, Philip, did you find something weird again? He's like, yeah, yeah, another mimic, miss, but these folks came in and honest to God, I do not know what to do with the situation. And if you want, we can drop initiative, or we cannot, because it would be back up to Hukra, but the situation is kind of disarmed.
I mean, I'm okay with dropping initiative. I don't know if anybody else is.
Initiative too, since I would want to keep this thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Since we're dropping initiative, can Evo pop, like, I don't know if you want to rule this, like, she can vanish into a bottle. She can't take anything with her, but if she could vanish into that bottle then pop out, like, without the thing on her arm, I don't know if that's possible.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Yeah, so I guess a puff of, like, almost glitter, like, smoke, like golden shimmering smoke, as you see a bottle just appear on the ground where Evo was standing, and then minutes later, right close to the bottle, she appears right next to it, picks up the bottle, and puts it in her bag as she's just looking at her arm.
I would like to put, since we dropped initiative, I guess I still might roll for this. I have a net. Can I put the mimic in a net?
Yeah, sure.
Well, is the mimic, I think the mimic might be in Mark's hands, because he was kind of like heading in, like kind of supporting it on her own.
True. I still want to put it in a net.
You're gonna net me?
I won't net you. I'll open the net and I'll just like gesture.
Well, I guess this is a good question. Is the mimic trying to bite me? Does the mimic hate me?
The mimic mimic looks confused.
If I
This
pet
is-
it, does it try to bite me?
Roll another animal handling.
Oh no.
What is this situation?
I just want to pet mimic.
Why does this feel like a bad acid
Ooh.
trip?
Books are
18 in
friends,
total.
not food. I told you.
I know. That's why I didn't try to hurt it. But like this situation has gotten out of hand.
Yeah, like as you just pet the mimic, kind of like almost settles into your hands, and like it's a weird noise. It takes you a minute to register it, but it's purring.
I think I
Oh
got a
my
pet
God.
mimic.
I don't know. I feel like Evo hearing that just actually physically face palms. She doesn't know how to process the situation.
I would like to join in the petting of the mimic.
Roll an animal handling.
He'll crouch down next to Hukra.
Oh my god.
Alright. If the game wants to just bless me with a strange nat 20 now, I won't complain. I'll take a 15. I'll take it.
You reach out your little hand to try and like pet this mimic. Would you roll a dex?
Oh my god.
Oh my god, why is it mad at me? It's already being pet!
You're a new person.
Oh god, I dropped my phone. By dex, that would be 17.
Yep. Yeah, I'll say that's enough. You kind of, like, you see it kind of, like, growl a little bit and begin to open its mouth, and you quickly manage to pull it out of the way before it snaps down, kind of biting on nothing.
I will figure out. You will love me.
Well, that's going down over there. Could Evo talk to the satyr?
Yeah, go ahead. He
Like,
seems a little confused, but he's sitting down his broom and kind of like, dusting off his vest.
it's like, hey, are you okay? I didn't know if it bit you.
I'm quite fine. This isn't the first time this has happened, though. Not the most common occurrence. A little confused how you handled that, but thank you very much for helping me get this under control.
Yeah, of course. Honestly, I am also confused, if I'm being honest, with how weird that situation went.
Indeed. I'm Philip. I'm the purveyor of this small, humble establishment of mine. I deal in antiques and oddities and all things people want to pawn away. May I get your name?
Oh, right. Yes, I'm Evo.
Pleasure to meet you, Eva. Thank you so much for your help.
Of course, yeah.
See. At that moment, the girl with the frog on her hat sort of looks around. She relaxes as things seem to be awkwardly handled. She's kind of eyeing the tiefling that is like petting this mimic in the corner.
I'm still trying to pet it, by the way.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
She like glances at that, but she's like, I'm not even gonna. And so is everything here handled? I can try and get rid of the mimic if you need me to.
No!
Okay.
Snap.
But he said, no, it's our mimic. Looking oddly at the kobold, like, I guess it's ours now.
Okay. Right. And she kind of relaxes and she goes to Philip and she's like, I meant to ask before I stopped by. Have you seen V anywhere around here? I haven't been able to find them anywhere. And the satyr is kind of like, you mean like the little punk one? Yes, I haven't seen them around. My apologies, miss. That's okay. I'll keep looking, but thank you. Does this catch anyone's attention?
Yeah, Evo kind of looks over like, oh, you're looking for someone?
Yeah, I was supposed to meet my friend V earlier. If you see them around, they got like short hair and like piercings and a jacket, kind of punkish looking, but, we're supposed to meet, and I can't seem to find them.
If you need help, I can try to help you look for them. I mean, hey Prim, remember remember that thing we discussed with the tarot cards that she
Oh, yeah.
has? Could she
Mhm.
try to use it? Like, I know this sounds crazy, but I might be able to try and help you find them.
And as this is going on, I'm gonna cut back to that in a minute, but there is a scene that has happened earlier in this day that none of you were really present for, but for the sake of the audience, I would like to run down. Now, this morning, Abelai wakes up and she stretches and she looks out her window and she sees something. This actually probably was something you saw as you passed by the windmills earlier that day. Several tapestries, one by one, early in the morning, just unfurl down and brightly shine against that sun that's hitting it in the morning light. V, would you like to describe what it looks like?
Oh yes, I would. It's my time to shine. Basically, in this tapestry that I am in the process of actually drawing myself, that I will post later onto the Instagram, is an image of two people, the silhouette of two nobility figures laughing over a glass of wine in front of the frame of a painting. They have clown noses on their nose. As the tapestry goes down, their clothes shows beneath them the downtown part, if I have that correctly, of Wellsboro, with fumes, countless artists, closed space, and a lot of crampedness, but many people attempting to create their own works of art. And on the canvas that they're laughing in front of, not paying much mind to, it has the words, "You don't own what art is."
And as that visage furls down these incredibly notable landmarks, immediately it does cause kind of a hubbub in the city. The guards are a little confused as to how did we miss that? And people are kind of gawking at it. A few portrait artists even try to get a quick sketch of it before the city officials start to try and tear it down. And Abelai, sighing, knowing exactly what has happened and who is behind this, goes to try to meet V where they were meant to that very day, only to find they weren't there. And we got back to this moment in time. Evo, how would you like to use your cards to help in this situation?
Basically, she pulls out the cards and begins to shuffle. She basically asks, can you tell me the specific question you would like me to ask? I can only ask one. It's a very particular.
I guess where V is?
Yeah, she basically, speaks that question, where is V? And, well, pulls a card.
Now, is there a particular deck that you want this to be based off of, or is this up to interpretation?
I haven't decided yet, which I really should have, but I did not think about that.
That's perfectly fine. I'll just
the
come up with something.
Yeah, because I kind of wanted to go with a more darker deck, like more of a gothic style deck.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty then. When you pull up the card, it is upright. And it's so strange. It's a cavern. And this could be up to any version of interpretation. The image is of this dark cave with stalagmites sticking down and kind of crystals glimmering against the very faint light. And from what you recall of your cards, it really only represents this sort of version of isolation, kind of. So maybe it could be underground, but that's not certain. But dark and alone.
Yeah, she
And with
basically.
that, yeah, oh, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. She would basically say, "It seems your friend is dark and alone. They could possibly be underground, but it's more of an up to interpretation thing. Possibly prison, maybe jail cell. But I'm not sure."
She looks kind of uncomfortable at that, and she's like, yeah, I probably should have checked the guard. But thank you.
Yes, of course.
And at
Aw.
this moment,
Oh.
oh, yeah, do you have something to say?
Sorry, I keep interrupting you there.
You're perfectly fine. Is there anything else you want to finish with that?
Yeah, just awkwardly hands her a flyer. Like, if you find your friend.
She kind of takes it and she looks at it kind of curiously. She seems interested.
Yeah,
Now,
just like, yeah.
let's cut to V. You
Is
come
it my
to.
moment?
It's your moment. You come to, and your head still kind of hurts from the night before where you were hit. And as you realize where you are, your eyes adjusting to the dim light, though you can't really see very far in front of you, you realize you are in a room you don't recognize. It is dark, and your hands are bound, and you are tied to a chair.
Am
What would you
I
like to do?
unmasked? Am I unmasked?
You're unmasked.
Yeah, that's what I assumed. Okay. Do I notice anything in my surroundings?
You pause for a moment and kind of listen, and the door is only faintly ajar, and you can see a very faint trickle of light where there seems to be a lantern set up, and you can hear footsteps.
Mm-hmm. Do I have any of my things on me at all? If I could speak properly.
You kind of see a kind of bag of your things that looks like it was rifled through and kind of tossed aside.
What does the building that I'm in kind of look like from like structure, material, quality?
It's stone. It's not like ornate by any means. It's very utilitarian, and it appears to be kind of like almost a wine cellar.
How am I tied to the chair that I'm sitting on?
Your arms are behind you. You've got kind of like your legs are kind of awkwardly bound to the legs of the chair, and your hands are like behind the chair, tied to it, like with your wrists together.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And how tight are, I guess, like a rope, handcuffs, leather? How are my wrists bound?
It seems to be kind of like a rope. I forgot to cue this, but I have a song actually.
Oh, interesting. So it is a rope. Got it.
Mhm.
So how? I know the door's cracked open, but how close to the sounds outside the door seem? Like, does it sound like there's someone within earshot if I try to do anything that like would break something, or like just if I made much noise? Could I kind of figure out how loud I'm allowed to be in the scenario without drawing attention?
You listen a little more closely, and you can hear there seem to be people passing by, and you can hear some snippets of conversation as more people kind of seem to congregate in the room adjacent to you.
Mm-hmm.
You listen any further to hear what they're saying?
Yeah, I would.
You hear the voice of the woman you heard that night earlier. Well, folks, our numbers are in. We've received our quota for this time in the city from our higher ups. We're supposed to get about 6 sets of tiefling horns, 1 bushel of Aasimar feathers. We're gonna be trying to be in, out. We only have 3 nights to work. Our diversion is in place. It should go off tonight. And don't fuck up. Got it? And you hear some murmurs of agreement.
Also, I do not have the notes, I don't think, on me from when we did that session, but since it was only like a night ago for V in game standard time, would it make sense if V remembers the name of that lady?
Yes,
Can I get the name again then so I can write in my notes that I have here?
of course. Her name is Seraphim.
That's what I thought. Thank you.
Of course.
Okay. After they're done with that, does it seem like they're leaving or they're moving anywhere, or does it seem like they're still going to be continuing sitting there for a little moment longer?
Some people seem to leave. A couple sets of footsteps walk by, and there is a little bit of murmur. Some people tend to ask the question. You can't really make out quite much aside from that because it's not really an announcement sort of
That's
setting
fine.
anymore.
Just trying to make sure. V would be keeping an ear out to hear if any footsteps are coming towards the room they're in. But while kind of paying attention to that, do they see any maybe the skinny windows that appear sometime for sellers? This little opening area or anything that could be an escape if they were able to get out of the chair they're currently in?
You don't see any windows. What you do see is kind of a awkward wine rack in this corner. Your chair, there's the table, there's another chair, and kind of couple sconces where there would be kind of like a candle or a wall lit lantern.
I see. Okay. Well, wait, can you say that last part again? That last
There is space for a lantern. It's not really lit, but it's kind of attached to the wall, and it seems to be an oil lantern.
I see.
Oh no.
Okay. Now, Can V also would I have slept a night? Would I got my spell slots from the thing that we kind of talked about before?
Yeah, sure. I'll say you've gotten a long rest.
Thank you. Okay, well, sitting there, V is going to basically start rubbing the rope that's binding the wrist on an edge of the chair, trying to slowly cut through it.
Okay. What kind of roll would that be? I guess a dex?
Okay.
If you think of something better, you can tell me.
Yeah, it's between dex and strength because strength is kind of how hard you can push it onto that thing, but dex also makes sense. But they're the same for both for me, so it doesn't really matter which one I
Yeah.
roll.
Roll either or.
Natural 20, 23!
Yeah! Yeah, it takes a little bit of effort, but before long you manage to saw through these bindings. It appears that the binding of this rope wasn't really that well woven.
After that, they're gonna make sure they're not gonna move their arms off or do any tiny celebration. They're just listen to see if there's anyone near the room they're in.
You listen for a bit, and there's a little more murmurs, but the activity does appear to kind of quiet down. You aren't sure how many people have left, but they at least don't seem to be paying attention.
Yeah, V will very hesitantly go and start untying their ankles.
Yep, I'll say that's a dex.
Okay. I'm debating now the next course of action. Okay. After doing so, he is going to look around the room before getting up and just kind of still sitting in that chair. So, if someone does walk in suddenly, they can kind of seem like they're still tied up, even if they're not actually. And
Mhm.
I saw the oil lamp. Do I notice anything around that could be used to light that oil lamp?
Um, hmm. You see kind of a small crate of supplies. There possibly could be some kind of flint or matches, but you're not entirely sure.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Uh, um, V will get up and kind of like peek outside the crack door to see what the attire of the people out there are and if it's similar to the attire they saw the night before.
It is, in fact, the same. You see several hooded figures who it's kind of a dark, thick cloth that obscures a lot of features and pulls pretty far over their heads.
Mhm. V will cast disguise self on themselves to take that figure, and they will, when no one is looking at that door in question, uh, make their leave. But before that, can I hear any names in conversation? Like anyone talking to each other? Like any names I can just grab onto? Just random
Um,
names.
yeah, you hear kind of like you see a couple people playing dice in the corner, and he's like, "Jeremy, I swear to fucking God, these dice are rigged. I'm not cheating. You can't be rolling that well. I swear to God."
The DM right now. No, anyway. um, yeah, but that can V try to sneakily leave the room without anyone noticing that they came from that room?
Roll a
I
stealth.
understood. Yes. Oh, we both know how all of this went last time.
Also, do you try to grab your things before you leave?
Oh, yes. But they're gonna. Is there any way, because how disguise self works in my knowledge, it's like kind of like if you are not actually that like size, if someone touches you, they don't feel the thing. So, is any way that V can hold their stuff close to them so it kind of is hidden by the illusion in a sense?
I'll allow it.
Okay. Also, I got a 17 plus 3, so that's a 20 for my stealth.
A good stealth wild.
I know, right? If only I got that sooner.
And I'm seeing that I think we're at kind of an hour mark. Would you guys want to call a break at any time?
At an hour and a half since we're like 15 minutes from it.
All right, sure.
Okay.
You sneak through. There's
And what?
yep.
Yes. No, I'm ready to hear your explanation.
There is kind of a corridor that's, you know, seems to be mostly stone, and it's this cellar. It seems to be like the standard bottom part of like a building or establishment. These are fairly common throughout the city.
Mhm.
And there's a flight of stairs that kind of does sort of turn at an angle so you can't quite see as you're going up. Do you approach?
I'm gonna be honest. I zoned out. You said stairs.
I said stairs.
Okay, you said stairs. Do I see must be people around? I'm so sorry.
You're fine. There's kind of like a bend in the staircase where, like, it's a sharp turn where you can't quite see what, as you approach, if there's anyone there, but you can try to be cautious to see if you hear anyone.
Yeah, I'll be cautious and try to see if I can hear anyone. Do you want me to roll a perception for that?
Go ahead.
Oh yes, my worst stat. That's a 6. It's
Seems
clear.
clear.
Yeah. I have the ears of an eagle. Um, I do know what I said there. But yeah, this seems good. Yeah. They will kind of just walk casually as if they belong there and start going up the stairs.
Yep. Yep, you walk up the stairs and they aren't quite at the bend, they're a bit towards the top, but they seem to be leaning up. You see the same figures from before, a smaller, kind of, I guess, average-sized woman with the strange glow from behind her hood that you can't quite make out, and the much taller figure beside her.
Yeah, turning around would be fucking sus. And Ovius is gonna continue walking as if they meant to be here. They belong here. Maybe with like a slight slouch, just like getting that energy. Like, oh, I'm one of you.
I guess I'd say roll a stealth to see how casual you can appear.
Is that a stealth or a performance?
Either or.
Okay, that is a 16.
A 16. Yeah. You kind of, again, it's kind of an awkward, it's this tensity in the air as you walk by, and you can kind of feel their gaze on you. But you think you've made it scot-free. You take a step forward, and then you hear, "Hey, um, Gerald?" Where are you headed?
Get new dice since everyone's saying my dice are rigged.
Roll a deception?
Also, like the little voice, like to get new dice. Yeah. Thank God. Oh my lord, that is a 19 plus 4, 23.
Fine, but be quick about it. We don't have much time for dawdling. We don't. And take that hood off for God's sake when you leave the building. You don't want to look this suspicious out and about.
Yes, ma'am. As they turn and continue walking.
You head up, and it does appear to be kind of a. It's like your standard tavern, kind of. It's in a part of the city you don't realize, a bit thicker into the slums than you've gone before.
And the people sitting at this tavern, do they seem like folk that may or may not have a certain type of robe on them that they're not currently wearing?
It appears to be abandoned.
Oh, huh. There's no one in here currently?
No one inside.
Yeah, and with that, we will. Huh. We will leave outside the front to see if they can figure out their location and coordinates with the rest of Wellsboro.
Alrighty. Do you guys want to call like a 5-minute break here?
Yeah, that works.
Works for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, seems like a good spot.
And
Hell
thank you
yeah.
so much to everyone for listening, like, for right now. We'll try to be right back, and if I'm...
Minute break.
5-minute break. We'll be right back, and in the meantime, when I'm back, I will try to answer any questions you guys have in chat. Alright. Everyone feel free to, like, go about and finish anything you need to for now.
Yeah. And now turn off our audio so we can be dumb. Hello.
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 Hello, world.
Hello.
I have to
Welcome
figure out
back.
where the frick I'm gonna put this thing.
Don't worry what we're up to. Hello, beautiful people. We are back. Since I'm snacking for like 1 more moment, does anyone in the comments have any questions? Any comments? We finally get to read out your thoughts. We are having a lot of fun.
Huh? What?
Someone asked, "Are we having fun?"
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
always shaking a little bit at the start, you know?
Oh my gosh.
No, but
Yeah.
the moment I got to be V again, I was like, the confidence has overwhelmed me, you know? That ego, confidence, yeah, that was the word, that's the word I'm looking
I wish I could slap you right now, Chrissy.
for. You know, that's just because you're jealous.
Yeah, sure. It's just because I'm jealous in quotation marks.
Oh, but I am,
Hi, Daniel. I see your hello.
I am working on that drawing that hung from the banners of the windmills at some point. I will be able to post that onto our Instagram.
Alright, chat, it's time for a vote. Who gets to keep the mimic? Not actually.
It's like a fucking...
I caved it.
Who deserves the mimic? Okay, but like, what if the mimic tries to eat Arthur? That is the question.
Yeah, the mimic might get yeeted then.
Yeah, so I'm just saying.
I'll take the mimic.
No,
It tried
I should-
to eat
guys,
me,
Hey,
but
you're
I'll
not a
take
part
it.
of this, Evo.
I should
Hey,
take
let me
the
have the
mimic because
mimic.
I don't
It
have a
ate me.
pet.
Guys, group pet. Hooker's just its favorite.
I don't
It's
have a
just
pet
whoever-
yet, guys.
It just depends on whoever wins over its heart. So you just have to compete for it. That's all that matters here.
I can give it
I'm just kidding
infinite
anyway.
fish.
God, I'm just
What
kidding anyway.
does a
I
mimic
don't think
eat?
Eva wants the thing that tried to kill her
Yeah,
or bite her.
group pet with polyam parents.
God.
God, you know, if when he does join the party, they're just gonna be like, "Why is this a thing that we fight about every day? Can we
Just
just
a
have
shrug
5
from Evo.
minutes? Just 5 minutes."
Trying to file for like custody over the mimic.
I was like, first things first, the first thing I said, books are friends, not food. I deserve, this thing is my son or daughter. I don't know how to identify the biological parts of
Child.
a mimic.
Reed, that is the question.
Also, a couple announcements before we get back into things. Do you want to just say, because of very lovely that we've gotten this royalty-free music. I just want to give a shout out to Kevin MacLeod. His music is all over, and it's just wonderful. I'm so glad I found it for this stream. And secondly, I want to give a shout out to another podcast out there called ADHD RPG. I've been giving it a listen, and it's absolutely delightful. It's a Monster of the Week campaign, which is a system I'm very fond of. That should be all.
Also, I'm not sure if the audience has noticed, but we got a little Discord link on the stream screen. So if you want to see fun art and fun memes as we create it, you know what to do.
That was very creepy.
Thank you. I try. It is my goal every single day to just move the discomfort level a little higher.
Nice. Can I fire a complaint with HR?
Sadly, I'm still HR.
We really need another HR that's not Chrissy. Anyway,
HR.
I can't stop looking at tarot decks. Send help.
Draw away, I believe in you.
You know, to go to a Tarot Deck Anonymous.
Hey, I'm Charlie, and I like tarot cards.
I do though. They're so pretty.
Also, you're
And of course,
welcome,
Patty.
Patty.
Thanks for watching the stream. I really appreciate it.
Big preach. Any other questions? This time on my strange addiction. Sorry.
God damn it.
These comments are amazing. Any other questions or comments? If you now want to make any jokes or make fun of any particular people, you can. I mean, questions.
God, gosh damn it. That was so weird. Why did I say gosh?
Gosh darn it.
Diggity darn! The rabbits
I
are
feel
in
like
the
I
yard
think that's what
again.
my brain went to do, but then it's like, no, damn it.
Gosh.
Gosh. Gosh, Mickey.
Well, damn it.
Ruh-roh, Maggie.
I hate you all.
You haven't even seen 1% of my power. Anyway, should we
I
start
hate
before we
you
get too
all.
off task?
Okay.
I'm not seeing any more questions in chat, so
Yeah, it seems like we're good.
Are you guys ready to D&D some more?
Are
This
we ready?
mimic
Are you
will
ready?
be my
to
child!
rumble? Sorry.
Alrighty. V, you exit out of this building. It's kind of tucked away into this slum area of the city. You've passed by here before, but it's not really the kind of place where you want to linger. It's ripe with pickpockets and those down on their luck, and the housing is all cramped. You can see bits of laundry and cloth strewn across these city alleyways. People try to dry and take up as much use of the space as they can. You aren't exactly sure of where you are. What do you do?
Take note of what the building on the outside looks like.
Yeah, it's a little run down, but it's still together. It looks like kind of more of an evening tavern than anything. It's a place where they serve drinks more than they would food.
And it does seem like it's abandoned, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Besides, the rats down there. Is there are the windows like boarded up and all that?
Yeah, it seems there's some that are kind of shuttered, but there's also some where the shutter's been broken off and there's an awkward board where it's kind of put there, and it seems like it's in use part of the time, but it's not in peak condition, and it's probably violating some health code standards.
How easy is it to get out of those windows?
You could try to crawl through it, but you'd probably need to put up a table against the wall. There is also a door.
No, I'm asking for other reasons. How easily opened is this door?
It kind of creaks a bit. It's a little stuck as you get through, but it's not impossible to open.
Yeah, is it an open out or open indoor? Because like in the old days, they used to have them open in, which was a very bad design plan.
Yeah, it does open in.
Good. Can V get one of their tools out and get the door stuck after they leave?
Yeah, roll, I guess, a sleight of hand or whatever you deem is most appropriate.
Mm-mm. It is one of their proficiencies. That is a 9.
A 9. You try, but you see you're messing with the hinge of the door and it just kind of falls off as you're messing with it.
Damn it.
The door is a little ajar.
Huh. Whatever, I tried. And I guess V will just start walking, taking the disguise down, but it's kind of like walking, like trying to bring too much attention to themselves out of this person. Do I see any guards walking through this town? Because I know it might be less guard ridden part of the city.
No, you don't really see any guards. They don't really patrol this part of the city quite as much for reasons they won't specify.
Actually,
You see passerbys, but it's, people in kind of ragged clothing that's a bit mismatched and, just people trying to get by.
crossing the street for a moment and trying to get away where it's not really noticeable. Can V do a very quick sketch of what the building looks like, just for memory's sake?
Yeah, sure. Roll a performance to see how well you can manage that in the amount of time you have allotted.
Yeah, 13 is what I got.
13, yeah. It's decent. It's not like on point, but you get the general idea of what it's supposed to look like down.
Okay, yeah. And then with that, I guess V will just kind of look and try to figure out from where like the forest in the distance are located and where the and kind of where figure out where east, west, and north is, and start trying to make their way in the right direction towards where their part of town would be.
Mhm. Hmm. I guess that would be it's weird to say survival in an urban setting, but it is a
Yeah.
survival to see how quickly you can get a gauge of your surroundings.
Mm. Ah, yes. Again, my best stat, 18.
18, yeah. It
So
doesn't take too long. You're a little disoriented still, but as you walk through and you begin to recognize a landmark of, "Oh, hey, I passed by that building once," or "I know the guy who lives there," it's you get an idea of where you are and how to get back to those, you know, city roads that you traverse more often.
mhm, I see. And V will V will sigh and go to the police station or the guard station, I should say.
As you get to the guard, you hear a little bit of chatter, and you see a familiar sight. A girl with this sort of darkish red hair and a black wizard's hat behind her,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
she
no.
seems
Oh,
to
go
be
ahead.
awkwardly talking with a guard, kind of concerned.
You know, V just says, Avalai, as I just run and just pick her up in a hug.
"V!" And she just absolutely just lunges into your arms. She is very tightly hugging you, and she's like, "Where were you? You can't scare me like that."
Is a interesting question that I came here to report.
"Oh,
Yeah, V looks at the guard who is likely on there to take reports and all that and says, "Hey, I've heard word of something that might be going down tonight."
um," and this guard seems to be kind of like it's reaching about, I'll say, sunset at this point in time. The day has kind of begun to pass, and it's dark, and you see kind of like a drow who looks like they've kind of clocked in for the night shift, and they kind of look at you and they're like, "Oh, yes. What would that be?"
Well, I was I had been captured by a very un what's the word criminal bunch or mysterious bunch that held me captive before I was able to make my escape wearing so robes. They plan on doing something unsightly to my guests, the Tiefling and Azamar folk of the town that are either passing by or may in few live amongst this area or the next. And I have a drawing of their location of the building that they take reside in, but I don't know how long they're going to be there for, or what time they're going out for. But I do know that I think their past activities happened around midnight, from what I'd heard when I was there.
Right, right. Huh. Um, and you see him just sort of like rifle through a desk drawer, and grabs like a note paper, and he's like, "Right, I'll need some descriptions. Where could you get this from the top?" And he seems to be running through this with you, and you're about to speak when you hear something. The
Yeah.
distance, you all hear it. I'll say, Evo Hukramark, you're a little closer to the water than these two, but an explosion goes off. Near the boardwalk, beneath that tapestry, one by one, all 5 of those windmills go off. It is a shatter of glass and wood and cloth, and it erupts more in fire than anything else. It doesn't even wanna go out as it hits the water of the sound. It just keeps burning.
Yeah, V's gonna look at Evelyn and just with the face of that wasn't me. Not gonna say anything because there's a guard there, but with the face of that wasn't me.
She kind of like awkwardly nods, not saying anything, and she looks at you, and the guard's like, "Shit, fuck that, stay here." And he seems to be talking to someone, and they rush out a couple more guards to take a look what's going on with the situation. You've only heard the explosion because you're a bit further inland with one of the headquarters of the guard.
Mhm.
But for the rest of you, depending on where you've wandered off to at this time of day, if you've stuck together, continued arguing about this mimic, you probably see up against the water the warm, bright burn of flame.
Question, DM. Can we see any figures, like any people or silhouettes, anything of the sort?
It's kind of actually quite far. You can begin to head that direction to get an idea of what's going on past some bridges, but there seems to be a lot of people gawking, a lot of shouts, outcries. It's again, it is just a spark of warm light from across the water, though. If you want, I can pull up the map and give you guys an idea of where everything is happening.
That'd probably be helpful.
Sure.
I'll just bring it up in my drawing software so you guys can I can mark it down.
Sorry, people on stream. You don't get to see this one.
We should
I can
probably
save the
figure out
file
some
and
way.
put it up
I
on the
could
page
actually show
later.
them that.
That's
Yeah.
Could you
Yeah,
stream
you're able
per
to.
stream? Huh, that's like meta.
Okay.
Should I
Okay.
show off the map or whatever? Because I just have to set up a thingy.
Yeah, sure.
Alright.
So,
Hold on one second. I have to just make a random scene.
1 second.
Oh, so cool.
1 second.
Sorry, everybody. This is gonna be kind of just thrown together.
we're figuring this out.
It's all the sound effects someone says.
No momento. Transform. Stretch to screen. Alright.
Oh, just wanted to mute the strum because I think we can hear the other audio. Oh no, it's fine now. Never mind. Ignore me.
Alrighty. So this spot right here is what's on fire.
We can't see your cursor, so you might have to draw something.
I just did. I think it's loading.
Oh, it's delayed. Never
Sorry.
mind. It's my bad. It was delayed for me.
Okay. I'll put down, I'll say, in green. This is where Evo, Hukra, and Mark are around this. There are bridges between. And further inland is probably where Apply and V are.
Alright.
I see.
So, what would everyone like to do?
Wait, so orange is the explosion?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, just wanted to double check.
I'm sorry. It's just the idea of it. Just like he told us to stay here.
Here, I'm gonna swap it back to live. Alright, there we go.
Do I notice any guards in the guard station at all?
There
Oh
were,
my
but you
god,
see
I
them
just
all
did a
very
super
quickly.
big dumb.
Oh.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. Anyway, continue
There
from.
Let me see. Sorry. Where was I? Yes. The guards. You see them being there were guards, but you see them all very quickly being ushered to this there was an explosion things are on fire, and you hear clips of that in conversation, like,
Can V stop one of the
burning.
guards?
Yeah?
It's like, hey, I know something just happened, but I know the people who caused this. It's the people at this place. Someone, at least one person or two, because there's a lot of them, need to go stop them from leaving.
I'll say it's that same drone from before you stop, and he's, like, finishing, like, directing some people, and he's pauses, and he's like, okay.
They're not gonna
any
be at that
motions
tower. It's just gonna be burning.
he motions to a couple other, like, it seems to be a half elf, and he's like, okay. Talk to the kids. I'll try and blow over as much as I can in the casualty site. Make sure nobody's hurt. Yes. Be quick. Good luck. And with that, he heads off, and he just kind of leaves you with this like awkward guard, and two calls over another, and it seems to be a pair.
Okay, it's just there's not going to be any of the people who caused this at the site. They're all, to my knowledge, in this building. Some of them might have dispersed and gone to their own hidings or own normal day places, but they're in these cloaks at this building, and they could be making a move anytime. I tried to stop the door, didn't really work, but I know there's at least over 10 of them, and there's a leader, and she goes by Seraphin.
The half elf kind of flinches at that name. Right. Where was this again? We can head over now and get an idea of the situation, but if we can attempt to send some. What was that?
Sorry, I didn't interrupt you. There, you can continue.
Oh, yeah, that seems to be all he really has to say. He's like trying to get an idea of like his course of action. Like, okay, and he's also kind of eyeing you to like try and understand the validity of this because, with all due respect, you look suspicious.
It's like, look. Did the ropes on V's arm mark at all?
A little bit.
It's like I don't expect you just to immediately believe me, but I have signs of being held hostage there. I was able to escape, and I know that they're hiding there. They're the ones that caused this. I heard them talking about it. It's a distraction. It's a distraction. They're distracting from something else they're doing.
You can roll a persuasion at advantage.
Damn it, I thought it was a distraction. You said with advantage, right?
With advantage.
Yeah, because if not, it would have been a nat one.
No.
That's an 18 plus 2, so that's 20.
Good. Okay, he nods and he's like, okay. Bring me over, and he motions to the other guard.
And I guess V with whoever will help lead them to it.
Mm-hmm.
And actually turn to Apple and be like, are you coming with, or?
Of course I'm coming with.
Yeah, no, you're stronger than a majority of people here. Yeah, I guess they start heading towards the location.
So as not to leave them out, the rest of my players, what would you like to do?
I have a question. With what
Yes?
Evo does as a side job minus the circus, would you have an inkling of what's going on? Because this is really suspicious, or would you just think this is some weird accident?
Honestly, you don't have, at the current moment, your character doesn't have that much information to go off of. All you've seen is an explosion and nothing else. For all you know, it could be an accident gone wrong, it could be a terrorist attack, you have no idea.
Well, then she's gonna go towards the fire because it's Evo, and
Great job!
is dumb. She is dumb.
The rest of you?
I know they say don't split the party, but can I go up to a guard and ask, What's going on here? Do you know what that big explosion was about, or is that new news to you?
So this is I don't exactly know. It's whoop. Apologies.
It seems the universe has interrupted our broadcast.
It seems
God damn
our
it, Chrissy.
DM is distracted at the moment. Now you're left with the delinquent player. Oh, she's back.
Ah, damn, we couldn't
Aw,
overthrow.
damn, we
There wasn't
couldn't
enough
ruin the
time to
show.
overthrow. There wasn't enough time to overthrow.
God
There
damn it,
wasn't
what
enough
you've done was my villain monologue.
Oh, Coach, are you gonna take over?
Yes.
I want you guys to know I've been handed a full bowl of corned beef and potatoes.
Ah,
Can I
yes,
have some?
corned beef and potatoes. The food of champions. We almost unionized. Someone says.
No unionizing on my watch.
God damn.
Who are you, Amazon?
No unions.
Someone's gonna quote just you, Court's just saying no unions and just post it everywhere. It's like,
Oh, fuck. God damn.
it's like no union. We have their opinion here and now.
We should continue before this
My
gets
first
any further
scandal.
derailed.
Your first scandal. This is it.
Alrighty. So you were talking to a guard, correct?
Yes, I was asking him if he knew what was going on here, or like if it was planned.
No, we just heard what's going on. We had no idea this was happening. I don't know why they would target the toy emporium of all places, but this could be a message. I apologize, I'm rambling. It's best if you just stay put, go back to your home. Don't worry about it, we have it under control.
Alright. Do you know... oh yeah, this is a bit of a thing, but do you know what I should do is this? And he pulled up the mimic.
Back. He's like, is that a mimic?
Depends, are you gonna take it if it is?
Just dispose of it.
He like looked at the mimic like, I won't kill you.
Give it to me!
I'll give you the mimic later, our characters haven't interacted yet.
I don't know why, but I feel like that was actually a hooker on the ground. Just like, give it to me.
I can be.
I'm just an excited child attached to your leg right now. Just give me.
This is the greatest D&D party ever. We have Evo, who split off to go figure out what's going on. Then we have these two idiots fighting over a mimic still. And then V actually doing something productive, probably.
Surprisingly. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna go
I
well
mean,
though.
It's surprising. Can I crouch down to Hookra and helping him get the mimic to like him, like gently take his hand and like put it on the mimic's head?
How to
Why
Train Your
is this
Dragon
still a
style.
thing?
Yes.
There is
yes.
a fire!
The mimic's more
Okay,
important.
if you want, Hukra, you can roll an animal handling at advantage.
Actually, I probably should have asked this earlier, but does this explosion, is this anywhere near the docks I was working at?
It's not near the docks, it's
Okay,
near
then
the
I don't care.
boardwalk, which is more... Yeah.
How to Train Your Book Part 3? Question mark.
Alright, it's time, animal handling, let's go! An advantage, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, hopefully I get a better roll than a 2. Oh, I'll take a 17, plus, I don't actually think I get any pluses, where's animal handling? Plus 2, 19.
Yeah, it's kind of reluctant. It's like, you don't know how, but you get the feeling that it's eyeing you suspiciously. But it does let you put its hand on its front, which is kind of like this sort of gilded leather, and it lets you pet it.
Why?
Friendship!
Why is this happening?
There's a literal fire going on in the distance.
Can
and
I-
they are just like taming a mimic.
Yes, I want to
Hey.
draw
Can I
this.
go-
the world
Books
burning
are
around them.
flammable.
I
We have
quit.
to comfort the baby.
I quit the stream.
No. Also, I
I
realized
quit
one
the
thing.
stream.
Guys, I've realized one thing.
Yeah.
It's a mimic. It doesn't have to stay in book form.
Yeah, no, that's the horrifying part of it. It
It
could
could be-
turn into
it-
any of our objects at any point.
Just get a doll. Have it become a doll. It's like, ah, yes, our child.
Oh, that's creepy.
Turn it into
it's
a
a-
stick.
This is my pet stick, actually.
No, a rock, a pet rock.
Pet rock. Ah, yes, my pet rock. Be careful, he bites.
The eyes.
Gosh. Anyway.
So while this is going on, I guess I'll cut back to Eva, who is walking in the direction of the fire.
Yeah.
You walk by and people seem to be kind of like uttering suspiciously. They seem frantic. This is a well-known like landmark, and it has just been blown to the ground. And as you come by, you sort of get stopped by at, I'll say, the bridge, a guard who says, sorry, ma'am. We can't allow anyone to go beyond this point. We're trying to deal with the situation here.
Can you tell me
Evacuating
what?
the premises.
Can you tell me what happened more of the situation at least?
We don't know a whole ton. All we know is that someone decided to target Cecil's Toy Emporium, and now it's been blown to the ground.
Was anyone hurt?
We're figuring that out.
Yeah, she'll let it be after that. She's not gonna push this. She's like, if somebody was actually hurt, she doesn't want to interfere.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't know, she's gonna let them. She's not gonna go punch a guard in the face for this. This isn't worth it yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess she'll just back off and head to the circus. If she can. I don't know if that's where that is.
Yep. Basically on the map, it's, in our maps chat, if you want to look at it, it's the little star that I have circled. That's where you're at the circus.
Yeah, I guess she'll just head over there.
Okay. Let's cut back to V.
Wait, bless me. As it comes out to me.
Let's see.
Yeah. V sneeze. So it's like, is someone talking about me? Anyway, yeah, and I guess V will lead. How many guards come with them, by the way?
Just two.
Just two? Okay. So this is gonna go great. I feel like V, like, on their way, it's like, yeah, it just says out loud, it's gonna go well.
They look at you kind of suspiciously.
There's a lot of them.
We are... They kind of go to say, like, miss or sir, but they just kind of look at you and they can't ascertain a gender, so they're like, we are trained professionals, rest assured.
I hope you are. They have knives. As this continues walking.
You get there, and... Let's see. You approach, and it appears much the same as it was before. Kind of abandoned. The door is still a little ajar from where you messed with the latch. What do you do?
Down in the basement. I'm not sure if they've left yet, but so if they're not in there, don't come blaming me. I know they're down there. I don't feel like having a near-death experience again, so you could go first, since it is your job.
They nod and they go ahead of you, and you kind of have to point them to where the trapdoor is. It's not like hidden under a rug or anything, but it's a little hidden, and it's the, it's the standard. This looks like it might have once been a nicer tavern. It's, where things are hidden underneath.
Also, how long did it take me to get to the guard and get back here?
It was sunset by the time you got to the guard, so I'll say that it's maybe an hour's passed, and it's really getting quite dark. It's actually kind of hard for you to see.
Yeah, Yeah, V will cast some dancing lights and just like kind of put a cloth over it,
Hmm.
keep it dim.
That works. Kind of a vaguely glowing clothy thing you have.
Yeah, and it's just and just V will keep it kind of like behind the guards, so lights then kind of past them, but not putting too much light, so no one doesn't know that we're coming down.
Hmm. They attempt to pull up the latch, but it seems jammed or stuck, like it's been locked since you left.
Can I?
They hug at it again, and behind the half elf will say was kind of a dragonborn who followed behind and he's a little
Mm.
tougher, so he goes ahead and he finally forces it in, kind of kicking at it, and it splinters, but it opens.
Oh, I mean that's one way to do it, but they likely heard that.
We have it under control, and
I was hoping there's
the
not a back door.
dragonborn steps down as you kind of wait below or above, and you don't hear from him. He doesn't come back up.
Ugh. Your turn. Just turns to the other guard.
Oh my god. It's like, huh. And he like very cautiously
I mean, I
slips
thought
down into the cellar. And once again, he also does not come back up.
hmm.
You just sent him into his death.
I wish I sent him to go get backup.
Abel, I kind of like looks at you, just like with a flat expression, just really.
I mean, I didn't think it was just gonna go in.
It's his job, V.
Oh, you alive down there?
Nothing.
Hmm.
What do you do?
Someone should go get backup, but the guards are likely preoccupied with the distraction currently. V kind of like looks at their bag for a moment, like listening to see if anyone's running up at any point in time. It's like, hey, Abel, you have any spells that could help in this scenario?
And she kind of like goes to the sort of satchel on her side and she takes out this book and she's sort of flipping through it. It seems to be a spell book. And she's like, well, oh gosh, what do I have? Well, right now I have my cantrips, Precipitation, Control Flames, Mending, True Strike. Prepared, I have Featherfall, Identify, Magic Missile, Sleep, Magic Weapon, and Scorching Ray.
I'm guessing, I don't really know much about magic and all that, but I'm guessing you don't have any sending spells.
That's a little too high level for me.
Well, I mean, we have two options here. We could just put the building down in flames, or we could go down and see if they're still alive.
I feel like if we leave an uncontrolled flame, that's a little risky.
Right, the buildings are close together. People also use it just as a joke, but you know.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, are you? I cannot speak, apparently. They're not coming back up. Do you think they're trying to lure us down slowly?
That's a possibility.
I mean, it is underground. There shouldn't necessarily be a back door, should there?
I don't know. There could be a tunnel system, but I thought most of those were boarded up.
I have an idea.
Oh?
Yeah, V is going to grab a, kind of like a stick that they have. Like,
Mm-hmm.
like use it to throw things as like distraction on, and just going to like, you know, kind of, just basically imbue it with magic to make it have a dynamite sound as they throw it down the hole. It's not actually dynamite, but it sounds like it is.
So it just makes the sound of like an explosion?
Yeah, it makes it sound like it's about to explode. They can hear
Oh,
you
so it's
so
like a hiss.
yeah, like a hiss.
Yeah. You imbue the stick. It's not really a stick, but it is kind of like a loose piece of wood that was, up and about. It looks like it might have been a chair leg at one point.
Mm, mm.
And you throw it down as it makes this ominous hiss with something burning anticipation.
So is there any steps running away or anything like that?
You hear kind of a shit and some steps and some running, but hear a moment of silence and one figure walks up and you hear them. You think they picked up the stick and they're looking at it suspiciously.
And I just heard one figure approaching.
Just the one.
Do the footsteps sound like the big dude that I've heard before?
They sound smaller,
Smaller? Not like the lady with the glowing light?
perhaps.
He just turns to Abelai, like, do you have anything that can knock someone out?
I have sleep.
Kind of just like with the motion of just go ahead. Can you cast it from how close do you need to be to cast it?
Apologies. It 90 feet. It's fairly a wide range spell. And you see she's kind of like flipping through her spell books and more, double checking her facts.
Well, there's one person down there. Go ahead.
All right. And as she's like kind of pausing, you see her sort of nervously like fiddling with the stuff. You know her. She's practiced these things 100 times before. It seems she's just a little anxious putting it into practice. All right. Double check a thing.
Like I might have feel like this was a bad idea.
She puts her hands forward and she casts, and you don't know what's happened. It's kind of a vague sort of like a vague light from her hands, but it dissipates. It's not a very visible spell. And there is this moment of hesitation between you, of silence. As you just have to wait and see. And the footsteps pick back up again and keep heading your direction. Emerging from underneath the cellar, you see the same woman as before.
Fuck.
And she lowers her hood. She looks at you. She seems to be a fire genasi. That bright glow you see in being this flame-like hair that sort of cascades down her shoulders.
What's her body language? As I guess V and would kind of put an arm in front of Abelai, slowly backing them away from the cellar door.
She has her arms crossed, and she's got kind of a wide-footed stance, and she's looking at you with a look that does not seem to be amused.
V will turn towards Abelai and just say, run.
Don't move. You're the brat from before, are you? And you see Abelai kind of begin to run, but she starts casting something.
Can V throw a bottle of paint water at her?
Rolls a hit?
Is that just a Dex? I think Dex is where you're just throwing things like that.
Mhm.
That's a terrible flow of throw! No, I hate everything. That's a 6 in total.
You
Doesn't
see As she holds her hands and makes a few gestures and begins to cast something, and Avalai, as she turns to try and run, she freezes and she just looks at you with this look of terror. In the moment, you fumble for your bag with shaking hands trying to grab this canister, but you drop it and it just falls onto the ground. Uh. You're not leaving on my watch.
Uh, what are you gonna do with us? I mean,
Well,
go ahead.
I don't know. Seems humans don't really have much I can sell them for, so. Maybe a hostage. You know, you don't look like much of anyone, but
Mm-hmm.
wizards study, don't they? She seems to be looking at Avalai.
V says, "Wait, I can offer you much more than that if you let her go."
Keep talking.
Just say, I may or may not be important to a certain, maybe not quite noble, but rising in the ranks family. You likely get money from them.
I'm gonna need more specifics than that. Do you have a name?
Yes, I do. The family's name is. Look at my notes. uh, Valentine.
She pauses. It's Valentine?
Yes.
She rolls her eyes. Of course. That makes things a little more complicated.
How so?
I guess I'm deciding how much I want to piss off our employer.
Huh?
You
I'm
don't look much like that daughter of theirs.
just damn it. Yeah, can you keep this between me and you?
You're talking to a criminal.
Yeah. Isn't there like honor among thieves or something like that?
Are you a thief?
I mean, I can be sometimes.
She doesn't seem amused.
Oh, come on. Look, you don't want to anger your employer. We don't want to die.
No, but I could foster a little more money out of this situation if I wanted.
I'm gonna be honest with you. There's guards heading here, and the longer this conversation goes on for, the higher chance you're gonna be caught here with it.
I think they're already quite distracted, aren't they?
I mean, it was just the windmills. It's not like that. It's not like there's many people over there.
Wellborough's most popular tourist attraction? Of course there were people there.
How far did the explosion go? Isn't it across the water?
Yes, but we've also bribed a few places here and there.
What places?
I don't think you really need to know that. And you see her get bored, and she's like, okay,
Wait,
that's enough.
wait.
What?
How long have they been talking for?
I'll say it's been maybe 5 minutes.
I can assume as a player that I could be wrong, that Abilai was being held by hold person.
Yep,
That spell only lasts a minute.
that's right.
Yeah, V's is gonna be like, so if I'm important to your employer, that means you can't necessarily kill me, right?
Well, we're mercenaries. We do whatever we want for the most coin.
Fair.
And
V's gonna
job
tackle
is
her.
done.
V's gonna tackle her. And just tell Abelai to run.
Okay, I guess roll to hit?
Hell yeah.
Well, grapple is an actual attack.
Oh, grapple, rolled grapple. Thank you.
Grapple.
You're all good.
What is that? Trying to remember what role that is.
I think they're contested strengths checks.
Yeah, yes, right, check, got it. Thank you. Big
Okay.
preach. That is a 16.
You run at her, but she simply kind of, she steps to the side, and as you kind of stumble, she kind of grabs your arm and she yanks you forward.
Oh, you come here often?
God. She like actually looks confused. She's like, "Are you an idiot?"
I'm in kinky.
Okay, Dante, could you come here? I want to
Yes,
get rid of this little
Dante,
dwarf
can you
that
come
escaped
here?
earlier. What was that you said?
Just yes, Dante, can you come here? Like mimicking her.
And from above, you can hear the larger footsteps. Seems to be the larger figure. He's still cloaked.
How we meet again.
And I'll say roll a performance to see how distracted you've kept her.
That is a 10.
All right. Just a moment. And in that moment where you're kind of talking to her, she's pissed off, really. She does not want to be dealing with this, but when you look towards the doorway, Abelai's gone.
Okay. Yeah, and V's just like, so are we gonna go with the rope shackles again, or are we gonna try something a little rougher?
The larger figure just knocks you on the side of the head, and you're out like a light.
Okay. As they just
Alrighty. Now I'm gonna ask at this point, how long do you guys want to play for?
I was wondering that myself.
Are we going for a 3-hour stream or a 4-hour stream?
Fine with either or. We seem to be at the 2.5 hour
We are at
mark.
2 hours, 21 minutes, and 25, 26, 27.
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go for the 4-hour mark if everyone else is able to.
I'm
Yeah.
fine with that. I don't really
I'm
care.
good with that.
Hell yeah! 4-hour stream. 4-hour stream.
4-hour stream. 4-hour stream.
Haha.
Alrighty.
Why do you put on-
Then with that, I apologize for V will be out of commission for a little while longer this session.
Like, back in the arms, that big strong man. Sorry, I'll shut up. I have a name for him now. Dante.
God damn it.
Dante.
God.
Dante. Yes, Dante, come here.
Meanwhile, there are still two idiots fighting over a pet book.
They're
Yeah.
not necessarily
Evo
fighting. If anything, they're
going home.
bonding.
They're bonding now, yeah.
It's
Do you
joint
guys want to take another
parentship.
quick break? If possible, I would like to actually eat my dinner.
That is fair. It's just been getting
Yeah,
colder.
yeah. I'm
isn't it
gonna go
not?
make dinner.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll take a nice
Lol,
little
imagine
15.
eating.
I'll
Okay,
still be
15
here at my.
break.
Yep. I'll still be here at my desk if anyone has any questions. I'll just be eating.
Should I set up
Also
another
for me.
countdown, or do we want to?
Yeah, I'm setting up another countdown to send to you.
Okay.
And it's a 15-minute break this time?
15
Yeah, sure.
whole minutes. Damn.
I mean, we gotta get some food. We gotta get them consumed. The audience can get theirs consumed too.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Is our audience
Audience?
still on or is it mute?
Feed yourselves. Get a glass of water.
Stay hydrated.
H2O.
H2O. I don't drink H2O. I actually had a glass of H2O with my lava cake. So, I mean.
That's. I don't know how balanced that is. Doesn't seem very balanced. drink some water, everyone. Be healthy.
Don't be like me.
Yeah, don't be like V.
Yeah, I have some words to say to a person at some point.
Right, and click that button, and then that button, and
Bum bum.
Hello, we are back.
Bum bum.
I find it funny that we lost 3 viewers right before we went back to being live.
Aw.
That's just how life be.
They missing out though. Like, do they know what they're missing?
God damn it, Chrissy.
Damn it.
Like, no, I'm being honest. It's just like, damn. Also, thank you for commenting the server. That was
Hello.
made by yours truly. I worked hard on the server.
I guess like we did before, we should do it again. Anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns?
Or insults, roasts, beef.
Aw.
Why, Chrissy? Why?
Because I find it
Roast
funny.
me. Roast me hard.
They're missing. Yes, thank you. Thank
Like
you.
a
They're missing
rotisserie chicken.
quality content.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Like a rotisserie
you.
chicken roast me.
Thank you. Excellent job. Thank you, Patty. Yeah. This has been a fun thing. So, yeah, and I've said this to them when we were on break, but I'm gonna say it aloud again so they can get annoyed by it. Just leave it to V to not only get captured once, but again.
No.
I will mercilessly make fun of you for this later, Chrissy.
You know, Evo doesn't know that V got captured twice.
Yeah, but I know, and I can make fun of you, Chrissy.
Well,
You,
I
the
got captured
player.
on purpose on time because I feel less scared by these people now that I know more about them. So that is. There's no other questions. Are we ready to start, y'all?
Yeah.
I'm good to go
Yeah.
whenever.
Yeet.
Who are we starting with?
Well, how about we start with Evo? Because Evo, you're heading for the circus, correct?
Yep.
It's kind of like in the outskirts of town where it gets a little bit more rural. It's sort of this empty-ish spot you found where you were able to set up with enough space to get everything running, pretty smoothly. And, as you walk in, it's what you'd expect. There are fences, and they're kind of stringing lights up and little lanterns, and it's colorful and tents are being pitched. And you see
Nice.
working on this is Moth, this Asimar with, kind of this like chunky sweater and like really messy black hair and these red lensed glasses.
Nice. Hey, Moth. Where's the first aid kit?
He looks at you and he looks at your arm and he's like, "Oh, Jesus."
Mimic.
What?
It's now currently, I think there's a custody battle going on for it now. I don't know. I kind of left after something got blown up, like, away. There's a fire now.
What?
I didn't do it. I didn't cause the fire this time.
Evo, what is going on? How do you always get involved in this kind of stuff?
Because it's me. I don't know. It's me.
Evo.
What? I didn't do it this time. I didn't do anything this time.
Alright, fine, let's just get your arm bandaged up. Is this
Yay.
gonna cause any trouble?
I mean, I just think that there might. I don't really think people might show up today. I'm not sure if anyone died because of
What?
that fire.
Fire?
Yeah, okay, so there's a fire going on in the, back in a place. Damn it, where is it? Like, Evo trying to figure it out here. I forgot where it is. I'm an idiot, okay?
He kind of like awkwardly pats you on the back and he's like, let's just get your arm patched up. And he sort of brings you inside to like kind of what is his part of the caravan. It's really cramped,
Yeah.
but he has bandages set aside for specifically Evo related endeavors.
I get injured a lot.
What do the rest of you guys do?
Actually, yeah, it seems Hooker, the mimic's not biting him, so I'll like let Hooker hold the mimic.
Yes!
Looking around, do I see the small girl that was looking for a friend with the frog on her hat?
Make a perception.
Alright. I don't know if he has good perception, but I know he has one. Oh, D&D Beyond, please. D20 just for shits and well, D&D uploads. Okay. Not great, but not bad. I get those things. Perception. Okay. Oh, okay, okay. I do have a decent perception actually. That is 15.
You look around, but you don't really see her. She kind of ran off, and you don't know what direction it was.
All right. And then Eva went to fire, which I don't really have any. Yeah, it's Cal crouching back next to Hookra. Uh, um. So is it getting a bit bitey, is he, or can you handle it?
You cut out for me there.
Oh, sorry. Uh, uh, Mark will crouch down next to Hookra and basically just go up to him and be like, is he getting a bit bitey with you, or can you handle him?
I don't know. DM? Is he being bitey with me?
Roll an animal handling.
Great, okay. Dice don't fail me now. I will make this mimic my pet.
So I'm assuming now the party just has a mimic. Like I don't think
21!
we're getting away with this not being a thing.
A 21, it's just like kind of like, you're holding it, you're petting it, and it's doing that weird purr again.
Friend.
Yeah. What else could I do? Again, honestly, I don't really know anyone else necessarily, so I'm not really gonna leave the tiny kobold. Cause can I estimate how old Hooker is? But I probably not. What about kobolds?
You can make an advantage, you can make an intelligence, but it'll be at disadvantage.
Yes, Mark's best stat.
No, my best stat. What do you mean? My best stat.
The best stat.
Okay. So we're gonna go from a 10 to an 8.
Yeah, you just see a lizard.
Yep.
That's a lizard.
A lizard. Are you just? Do you want to go somewhere a bit more safe and where there might be a little less explosions, or do you have a home and parents?
I'm gonna like, while holding the book, I'm gonna just start walking towards the dock, and I'm like, feed friend!
What? Alright. I'll just walk with the cobalt, mainly because I'm concerned about it. I'm concerned for his safety.
The book or mine?
Both, honestly, at this point.
Alright, I guess we're walking to the dock together.
It's the dock. It's actually a bit more crowded than usual because people are still kind of like looking around and gawking and whispering about this now lowered, sort of smoldering fire. You even look in the water, sort of washing up bits of wood and shrapnel, and you can see sort of a burnt up doll.
Lovely.
Can I use my staff to try to kind of like hook it out of the water?
Make a dex.
You say dex, right?
A dex, yes.
Okay, so that's a 14?
Yeah, sure, if a 14 you fish it out.
Alright, I'll kind of pat out and flame on it.
Yeah, it's
Pocket it.
not burnt anymore. It's not burning anymore. It's just sort of like singed. It's damaged.
I will pocket the Singed doll.
You have a damaged doll. Congratulations.
God.
I would like to fish some actual fish.
Flames.
Roll performance.
Performance.
Yeah, I've decided fishing is performance for you.
Why?
It's your job.
Alright. Since I'm fishing, it's at an advantage. $14.
You catch a fish.
Yay! I'm gonna give it to the mimic.
Yeah, it's like kind of this like kind of a trout, and you lift it up. Wait, no, that's a freshwater fish. It's like a salmon, and you lift it up, and you just like kind of carefully like dangle it over to the mimic, and you just see it's like the spine sort of unhinge when it
No!
down on it in one bite.
I
Throw
just
it in the ocean.
I just like good book as it eats.
A little DM tip also, Mark.
Uh,
You notice sort of a crumpled up flyer in your pocket.
I'll pull it out and just kind of unfold it and look at it.
Yeah, it's the same flyer as before, just information about this circus. I don't suppose Mark has ever seen a circus before.
Go to the
He
circus.
has not. Is there a price on the circus? Oh, entry fee is blah blah blah.
I'll say it's like just a 3 copper to get in.
He has that much money. He'll kind of look at the kobold, bend down. I don't suppose you want to go to a carnival?
Do I know what a carnival is?
Great question. Make an intelligence at disadvantage.
This is going great.
It's like,
This
wait a
is going
second, I'm
great.
a kobold. I haven't been a part of normal society for that long.
Like, it's like, I haven't been to a circus. Do you want to go to a circus? What's a circus?
I got a
This is-
19.
You read the word once, you aren't quite sure what it entails, but it sounds neat.
Just in my head,
What?
carnival. New friend. Let's go!
I would love to meet this carnival of yours.
Why? Just why?
We're going to the carnival!
Half the town's burning, the other half going to a circus.
You know, Evo's at work, bothering her friend, you know, as you normally do.
I'm bringing my book
Just
with me.
some- God, Evo can yell, hey, that's the mimic that tried to eat me!
Yeah.
Good question, DM. Does on the pamphlet say where they're hosting it, or that just it's happening somewhere in that area?
Guess.
It's close enough. It's kind of like this street name and that kind of thing. It's not like exact, but they had a vague idea of where they were going to be.
Okay, this is probably a really dumb idea, but
How
can I
big?
kind of find? Oh, you're good.
No, just how big is this book? I just realized.
Like, you know, one of those really thick Bibles.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, because here's the thing, Hukra, is 2 feet, so
Oh my god.
even if the book is just 1 foot, that's half my height.
It can move on its own.
We're not gonna let mimic just walk around.
We
You
need to
know-
get boundaries.
You know what imagery I have of you carrying this book
What?
over your head?
Yes.
Just over your head as you're like holding it up and just like walking, like just your feet. It's just all I can think about.
I don't have a backpack. I just have a book strapped to my back.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, that's even better.
Question. Courts, I have a question. Can Mark read the street signs?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I didn't know if he could read.
He might need his glasses on, but yeah.
I can read, so.
Evo can't read. She's the one I think you're thinking about.
Yeah, I can tell. I can remember. Anyway, yeah, continue.
But can I see if I can find where like maybe I can see like people putting up tents or setting up a stage?
Yeah, it is. It is very, very obvious once you get there because it is music and you can smell like food and like popcorn and it's all these glimmery lights, lanterns, and it's all tense stripes and it's just all these different colors and it's in your face and it's like, oh, that's a carnival.
All right. I want to look at the small kobold child and say, all right, so I don't have enough to pay the fee to get in. So we're going to do a little thing where we just kind of act like we work there. And we walk around.
I'm just gonna pull out a gold coin.
It's kind of like, it's like, what? Where did you get that?
Wallet!
Your wallet or someone else's wallet?
I pull out my little coin pouch. Wallet!
Right. Alrighty. Yeah. Then I guess we'll go in through the actual entrance.
How much was the fee?
It was only actually a few copper, so they
Still need to know so I can math out how much money I have.
Yeah, okay. They ask for about 5 copper as you go in. And yeah, I guess they kind of like awkwardly pick up the gold coin and look at it like this. It's like the equivalent of like buying something that's a few dollars and giving them $100 bill.
Oh god, you're one of those people.
I don't. Okay,
I
I
got this.
started with how much money I have. I can't change it until I go to a shop or whatever.
I got this. I can figure this out for you. So
You gotta go to a bank.
that's
Dungeons and
That's a-
Dragons.
Okay, I just have
that's
95.
100 copper. Yeah, you have 95 copper. Yeah.
I mean, I probably would get.
They're actually kind of holding up a line at this point as you see this poor person at like kind of the register checking in, just like as they like go through kind of like
Okay,
a
I
jar.
would
and,
have
like,
9
out
silver
of
pieces and 5 copper pieces.
They have 9 silver pieces on them.
They do.
Okay.
For the record, I
And they
have.
kind of hand it to you and like with a disgruntled huff, they kind of give you a ticket and they hand one to Mark as well.
That is
Thank you.
fantastic.
I'll take it.
Local little guy is also rich.
You know, I can't also unsee the fact that there's a mimic currently.
That too. I also have a mimic just strapped to my back.
They kind of like awkwardly eye the book as it's like as you're walking away, it kind of like grins.
I have the money if I have to pay for a 3rd ticket for the book.
They aren't gonna touch that with a 10-foot pole.
Dude, does Hooker say that?
No.
God. I mean, you know, I don't know if pets are allowed at the circus.
Well, to them, it's just a book. They don't know.
That can grin.
They don't know.
What is today?
And you're free to wander a little bit. It seems that they have kind of a larger tent where people have shuffled in, but if you peek your head inside, you'll see a few stands where only a couple people are. It's honestly, it's a very almost desolate. Not a lot of people have like looked at a fire and an explosion and said, you know what would be a great evening
Yeah.
activity? I want to go see the circus.
Yeah, that's kind of what Evo was telling Ma.
Well, those people are the weirdos.
Yeah.
Does the carnival have any, like, carnival games?
Yeah, there's a few.
Is there a balloon pop?
Huh. Well, balloons haven't been invented, but there's probably like
Water skin
an
pop?
equivalent. Water skin pop, you know?
Yeah.
There is like one of those things of like all the bottles that you can knock down.
I want to try and win a prize.
Alrighty.
I just go up. Do I have to pay an exuberant amount of money to buy a baseball or whatever?
Um, I still say it's the same 5 copper. You can work that off.
For both of us or for just me?
Per person does seem a little scammy.
Yeah. You know what? It's well, I mean, does Mark even want to take a shot at it?
If you offer, he'll take it, but if you're not offering, he's not gonna ask.
I buy one for him and I just game.
Oh, thank you. He'll take the ball.
All right, so real quick, let me just adjust my pricey doodads. All right, there we go. So I take it. It's just do we have to roll to hit?
Yes. You do have to roll to hit.
All right.
So it's like a
just
ranged
Dex, I
weapon
take
attack?
it.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck yeah. I got a nat 20.
Oh
A
my
natural 20.
I got a 16.
Okay, I'll start with the 16 first. You throw it, and it knocks down, like, a couple of bottles. And the guy's just like, good job. And then right after you, the kobold just hurls this, like, ball. It's kind of like filled with beans or something, and it smashes into the bottles, and it just shatters one on the bottom, and they all come back.
Oh, amazing.
Oh my god.
And like as it shatters, the guy tending the booth just kind of flinches back, and he just kind of looks at you, and he looks at the bottle, and he reaches up and he grabs a stuffed animal, and he hands it to you, and he's like, "Go."
What? What the? How loud was that?
You do hear that.
Evo hears that? Could she like poke her head out of the tent and be like, "What is going on?" Like looking.
You just see the idiots.
Oh my god! She just kind of calls out like, "Oh, causing property damage." I see.
It's not property damage.
You know.
We didn't do that. He just kind of points over at the broken bottle.
I hold up the stuffed animal. Victory!
She probably like just steps out of her tent because I imagine like she has no one coming. Like it's like there are not many people there.
Mm-hmm.
She just kind of like leans over like nice. Oh hey, it's the mimic that tried to kill me. She just points at it.
Pokes his head out as well, and he's like, "What?
Yeah, that's the thing that bit my arm.
Why is it here?"
I told you they were fighting over custody. I don't believe I asked your name, like directed at the lizard and Mark.
Hookah!
Hookah?
Oh, my name's Mark. Nice to meet you.
Mark.
He kind of reaches out his hand.
Yeah, she'll shake it. And she goes, Mark and Hooker were fighting over custody of the mimic, you know? Like you do.
I'm so tired.
Look, it's me. I meet weird people.
How do you keep doing this?
It's me. I don't know. I exist for nothing but to cause you a stroke.
Yep. That tracks.
I'm gonna ask, why are you here?
I work here.
That tracks.
What do you do?
I'm a fortune teller.
Who curious?
Yeah, I mean, I can give you a reading.
I waddle over to you.
Yeah, it's in the tent.
I follow you.
Yeah.
Mark will
I
watch
guess
suspiciously from the doorway.
roll me a. It's a charisma. It's a charisma. We decided, right, Prim?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, roll me a charisma. DC's 15.
Oh, great. That's my the thing I suck at.
Good. That's good for me.
I got a 2.
Yay! What do I get?
Oh wait, slight correction. I got a 3.
Oh, hey.
Ah,
My bad.
that changes so much.
So, what do the cards tell me?
You shuffle your deck a little bit, and as you flip through, you feel a card call to you. You pull it, you flip it, and you see the wronged. This is someone who is out to exact revenge.
You're out for revenge, aren't you?
I'm gonna get like real defensive and just be like, "Who told you?"
She laughs and she taps the card that's on the table and goes, "The cards did."
I'm just like I pick up the card.
Hey, be careful! I can't get another set of these. These are hard to come by.
I just I'm eyeing the card. I'm just like growling at it. Tell no one.
She's actually laughing. She's like, "Can I get my card back, please?"
I very hesitantly and slowly give you the card.
Yeah, she begins to shuffle her deck and she just goes, "Well, I don't know what reason that you may be seeking revenge, but if it's for a good reason, I'm sure you'll find your way to it."
I just I kind of I calm down. I sit back down or whatever. I'm like, oh yeah, eventual victory.
She laughs and she goes, "Yes, I'm sure. Mark, would you like it? Would you like a try?"
Oh,
There's
Oh,
Mark.
I died. Sorry.
Hello. Um, basically, Evo just looks over at Mark after finishing with Hukra and just goes, would you like a try with the cards?"
Well, how much is it?
"Don't worry about it. This one's free." You did get the mimic off my. Well, you did stop the mimic from eating my arm. I think it's only fair.
All right. He'll sit down. You're not like getting my soul by this whole interaction, right?
She laughs and she goes, "No. There is no exchanges of souls needed."
Needed.
I-
Doesn't mean it's
I
not
can't-
there.
Yes, I will be here. I will be honest with you. I can't always guarantee you'll get the right answers. It's very shaky with cards. You don't always get an answer. And roll me a charisma, Mark.
Alright. Not bad. Charisma, I think, is only like, yeah. That's a 12.
Okay. What do the cards tell me of Mark?
That is a fail, correct?
Yes, it is.
You pull up a card that says, The Lost. This is someone who is running from their past.
I am just finding out stuff. This is great. I love the failures. This brings me joy. Don't ask why. And she just goes, "You're running from your past, aren't you?"
He kind of like squints a little bit. No, I'm not running for anything. I'm totally. Yeah, no, I'm not. Your cards are wrong.
Sure. Sure. Just like, if that's what you want to believe, or you want to say, then they're wrong, if that's what you believe. And she picks up the card, she taps the deck,
Mhm.
shuffles the deck again, places it, and just goes, "Well, I hope you enjoyed it."
Enjoyed what?
The cards.
Oh, yes, the cards. It was
Even if
pleasant.
even if they were wrong. Just looking at Mark like, I don't believe that.
They obviously enjoyed it. We got one angry kobold and kobold,
Yeah.
and an angry pink boy.
You're just like,
I'm mentally delayed.
He's not angry, just distrustful.
just simply, the cards can say unpleasant truths or tell me things that most people don't want me to know.
Well, how much do they tell you?
It just depends on the person.
Hmm. Can I roll an insight on Evo?
Go ahead.
Alrighty.
When
Yeah,
the
I'm a demon.
disgusting
I'm a
began,
demon in disguise. I'm
Yeah,
gonna steal your soul, Mark. I'm gonna steal your soul.
Alrighty. Okay, it's not bad. Okay, wait a minute. Oh no, it's passive insight. Okay. I was looking at the wrong thing. I'm like, what? Alright. Okay, so passive insight. That is 17.
Yeah, I mean, what are you inciting for particularly?
Uh, what she knows. Like, what does she know? Like, is she saying everything she knows about him?
Yes, when she says like she only knows literally what the cards tell her.
Yeah, I
And
know,
what
but
they
I
told
mean,
her,
like,
yeah, it's like
roleplay reasons, he's
yeah.
alright. He seemed like a pretty honest person. I'm so sorry, my manners. I never got your name.
Evo, it's quite alright. I can understand. When the cards say stuff, it sometimes brings some reactions that aren't exactly people want to hear, I guess you could say.
I see. That's a neat trick, nonetheless.
Yes, you could call it that.
And he'll kind of go back over to Hookah. Alright, Hookah, where do you want to go?
Hooker just kind of shrugs. Like, Hooker still has never been to, like, a carnival before. I don't know what's going on.
Hey, you work here, Evo.
Yeah.
I think you mentioned that. Do you know of anything good to do here in
Yeah.
Carnival?
Yeah, she definitely recommends something. I don't know what that'd be, considering I don't really know the layout of the circus.
Well, in a few minutes, their main show is going to be starting.
In a few minutes, there's going to be a show.
Oh, do you have to pay for that?
Do
It
they?
should be the ticket that they already have.
It's the ticket you already have.
Just out of curiosity, not for me, but if someone, say, came in without a ticket, would they still be able to watch the main show?
Did you come in without a ticket?
No, I'm asking for a friend who definitely does have a ticket. But
Well, if this friend doesn't have a ticket, they would not be able to watch the show
why not?
because they don't have a ticket. Like, she's also confused now.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
Is it
Hookah's
that they
confused too.
Himbo is jumping out. Wait a minute. Okay, so if I have a ticket, I can watch the show. If I don't have a ticket, I can't watch the show.
A nod.
Is it magic that it prohibits me from watching the show without a ticket, or
No, you just can't go in to the tent to see the show. It's they just check tickets.
there's no magic ticket?
No.
So I end up
No.
owning the show if I can surpass all the tests.
Are you okay? Like, are you okay?
I'm just gonna grab Mark's hand and just start walking towards the main tent.
See you later,
just-
pretty lady.
She's like laughing. She can't. Her head hurts.
Yes, that was a Willy Wonka reference.
She just goes back to her table, takes a seat, and just places her head on the table, like, just laughing. Like, she's like, God, she doesn't know what just happened.
Moth peeks his head in and he's like, everything okay?
I'm fine. It's fine. She's just laughing.
He kind of relaxes. He's like, you know when you can't distinguish if someone's like crying or laughing and you have to check?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. As long as everything's okay.
Yeah, I'm fine. Don't worry.
So, in the tent, I guess Mark and Hukra, you kind of approach and there's someone there checking tickets.
I show my ticket.
So, I'm assuming you want our magical tickets?
God damn it!
They give you an odd look.
He'll hand the ticket.
They kind of like stamp it and hand it back to you. They're still a little confused.
Oh, we get to keep the magic tickets. Interesting. Is this like reusable? If I come back like in a year,
God.
can I
Just
do
before
a
you even
same
go on, I'm
ticket?
just gonna continue dragging you along.
Bye, ticket man.
He's special.
You guys find kind of a seat. It's not the most comfortable, but you know, you manage to get a good view. It's still quiet. It's not the crowded scene one would typically imagine. There's like a couple people have shown up. A few people actually look like they work there. And
Are
it's
the seats tall or like accommodating for, someone of my stature?
kind of a low bench. They're expecting a variety of races to kind of show up.
Alright.
Oh, also,
Yes.
just halfway through the show, if Evo's got no one coming out of sheer boredom, she's just gonna go and
Yeah. Yeah, you're
just kind
welcome
of
to call them.
hang out in the back and watch it.
Mhm.
Oh, sorry, my internet is having a rough time right now.
It's okay. The lights
so what's-
down. Yeah.
No, I'm all good.
Okay. Sorry.
You're all good.
Okay. The lights dim. A hushed murmur falls over the audience. It's dark and quiet, and a moment passes before you hear a quiet drum roll. Begins, approaches, it crescendos, fades as a spotlight clicks on, following a figure who walks out onto center stage. You see kind of a tall red tiefling with a pinstriped suit, a top hat, and horns that curl back behind his head. And he gives a very charming smile and bow to the audience before he stands up straight and says, Welcome, welcome. Welcome one and all, ladies, gents, and thems, to the marvelous Midnight Museum. I am your ringmaster, Tristan Nightshade. The stunts you'll see here tonight push the boundaries of what we find possible. Here you'll find songs, stories, solace, daring feats that'll keep you on the seat of your edge. Wait, edge of your seat. That didn't happen. Anything you see here should not be attempted at home. We have professionals, daring, should I put this? Vagabonds, risk takers. And it's all for your viewing enjoyment. Now, without ado, I hope you enjoy the show. And he walks off stage. And from that point on, it is a list of events. One by one, acts all come onto the stage, and you see a variety of strange sights. You see performers, trapeze artists, who bend and contort and fly across these soaring silks and swings and tightropes. You see jugglers with these glowing orbs of light who dim the lights and seem to almost tell a story as they perform tricks that soar, and you have to cross your eyes to even keep track of it. And they tell stories. They talk times when giants roamed the earth, of the rise of Arthur and fall of Camelot, of ships sent out to sea that would go beyond the horizon and never return. And you see creatures. Owlbears, griffins, even some trained particular horses, lions. In fact, you almost have to wrap your head because you have no idea where these creatures were even on site before this show began. They talk of faraway lands, of distant plains. They talk of fae and of demons. They talk of gods and muses. They talk of distant deserts, flying, soaring birds, cynomolgus, vegetable lands, creatures you haven't even heard of before now. And with each story that they entice you, it pushes the boundaries of what you can even tell begins with fact and history or what is imagination. In fact, sometimes you find yourselves even forgetting where you are, so wrapped up in these stories. Fire breathers, sword swallowers, until it all falls to an end. And that is that. And when you return, bracing the harsh light of what seems to be morning when you exit that tent, or maybe it's just the lanterns and lights they have set up all across. It almost takes a moment to sort of remember where you are and what was going on before then. The circus is open for one more hour before it closes for that night. Is there anything you would like to do?
Oh, I just want to specify this because I think it's kind of funny. Mark would have allowed Cooper to get up on his shoulder so he could get a better view of the circus.
Aw.
I want to try.
You want to try this?
like Hukra wants to go up after the show and ask if he can try doing some of the acrobatics.
Oh
God
my
damn
God.
it.
Aw.
Idling about afterwards, you do see Tristan, that, red-skinned tiefling. And he, as you approach, he sort of eyes you, and he smiles, and he's curious, and he's like, "Oh, hello.
I'm
Do you have
just
any questions?"
I'm gonna point at like the tightrope or the ring thingies or whatever the heck is set up, and I'm just like, I wanna try.
Evo just face palming in the background. Actually, no, she wouldn't face palm.
I admire your enthusiasm, but that's not open to the public, I'm afraid.
I just I think for a second, and then I hold up my wallet, money?
God.
This is for your own safety. I don't want a lawsuit.
A lawsuit? Wait a second.
He doesn't want a fantasy lawsuit.
What if I prove myself?
God.
What?
Can I do some basic acrobatics to prove that I have talent?
Roll in acrobatics, I guess.
Evo just approaching them like, what in the hell is going on here?
Tristan just sort of glances over his shoulder at you and he shrugs.
I got a 17.
What exactly do you attempt? Do you do a handstand or something?
I don't freaking know. How far can a 17 get me?
Backflip, 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 backflip.
Yes, you know what? I do one of the crazy backflip into a backflip into a backflip into a jump backflip, something like that. I don't know.
You get about 2 in before you fall.
I just as I'm on the ground, I'm just my turn.
Evo goes, I knew you guys were interesting when you chose to tame a mimic instead of taking it down, but this is not what I expected from any of you. Well, maybe Mark, but not you.
Tristan looks over at you, Evo, and he's like, "They tamed a mimic?"
She holds up her hand like it bit me.
I'm pointing at my back.
The book smiles. He kind of flinches back like a...
Evo is just Evo just shrugs at him I don't know what's going on anymore. I lost the plot 15 minutes ago.
I'm tired. You know what? If they want to try it, Evo, do you want to watch them?
Yeah, I'll watch him.
Thank you, my dear.
Hell
Yeah, of course.
I just scurry up to the top or whatever.
Oh my god.
I
It's right up there.
I probably set down the mimic and my stuff.
Yeah.
I'll pick up the mimic just so it doesn't run away.
True.
You see it's kind of sprouted into tall, not tall, these short, stubby little legs, and they're kind of flailing.
I'll set it down and see what it does.
It just sort of starts running around you in circles.
I will let it do that.
I love him.
What is happening?
It keeps going until it just sort of tires itself out, and you can hear it panting before it just falls on its knees and its tongue just sort of sticks out.
I was reaching my backpack, pull out a little tiny bowl and my water skin, just give it a little bowl of water.
Yeah, it starts slurping it up like a dog.
Evo is just looking at this mimic what is happening? My head hurts. I don't have the intelligence to deal with this. She's just gonna go back to watching Hookra to hopefully avoid a fantasy lawsuit.
Do I need to sign a fantasy waiver?
Yeah, do we have fantasy waivers?
Your frog is looking at this with the utmost suspicion.
Yeah, and like if the mimic ever makes like a move for Marcus, have to teach it to not kill his frog.
Alright, so how should I just roll another acrobatics, I guess?
Yeah?
Alright, don't fail me now, dice. Oh fuck yeah, modified 20.
Oh! You know, it's a little wobbly, but like,
Oh wait a second, slight correction,
Yep.
that's a 22 actually.
it's a little wobbly, but you get up there and you don't fall, and you almost like start scurrying across the tightrope with like your little lizard hands, and they kind of cling on.
Can I do any tricks?
Yeah, sure. What do you want to attempt?
I don't know, just a flip or something.
I'll say that's another acrobatics.
Evo is prepared to catch him.
I don't need to be caught.
If he falls off, she's prepared to catch him because she can fly.
17.
Yeah, you flip and your hand kind of catches the wire and you almost slip, but like you manage to cling on at the last moment for your weird like kind of I imagine these curly lizard digits.
Curly lizard. Alright, I guess I don't know. I guess before I push it, I'll like I am satisfied. I have done it. I'll just
Also, oh,
scurry back down now.
also just for a note, when he thought he was about to fall, like you just see like wings just like immediately like ready to catch him. Like I'm not dealing with a lawsuit, so like white, really nice white wings.
That also makes you want to just drop off on purpose.
Yeah.
Do you want to be carried by a big strong woman?
Always.
You have to. All you have to do is ask.
You know what? You know what? Do I notice Evo ready to catch me?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
Sure.
stand on the tightrope and then just drop backwards.
Oh my god.
Roll a dex to catch.
Yeah. Yeah. What is this? 15.
Yep. Yeah, sure. With that 15, you managed to. You almost kind of like you don't think you're gonna get him. You really don't, but you're rushing up, and you kind of like with one push, you kind of leap up with your wings and you catch him.
Yeah, she just looks at him like really. She
In a
has the
joke
face
and
of really.
teasing way, I'm just like, ah, my hero.
I will drop you. The only person who would be fantasy suit in this situation is me. I don't have any assets. Yeah, she just kind of like, back down, places the lizard on the ground.
I pick up
Yep.
the book. Pet him a bit, who knows.
So, is the mimic less violent? Have you guys tamed it? I am not going to touch it for personal reasons, but what's up with that?
It kind of like. Oh, go ahead.
It's a bit less feral than it was, but I'd say it might still bite a stranger, which could be helpful.
Speaking of, on those weird little legs of it, it just sort of like waddles up to you, Evo, and it just kind of licks your leg.
Oh, okay, she just goes, oh, okay.
It kind of burns a little bit where it licks you.
Just pat.
This is a weird way of it's marking its territory. It doesn't pee on you, it just licks you.
Does it have genitalia?
No,
no.
no,
I don't want
stop,
to.
We're
stop
not getting into
it, be
this
gone.
debate.
Be
We are
gone.
not doing this.
Also, I will say one thing. There is a question in the chat.
Yes.
Where is its smile? Is it like the Harry Potter book where it's kind of like the mouth is where the page open up at is, or is it just have a face on the cover?
I'm gonna leave that up to our viewers' interpretation. However you want
Nice.
to imagine this awful, awful book is how.
Yeah, we have the official answer. You decide.
Do not call it awful. He is my friend. He is my son and or daughter.
He is cursed.
He's your child.
Just the awkward, like, tensioned pat.
I probably put I guess it's basically a baby carrier now. I strapped the mimic back on.
I need a drink after work. I need a drink.
And at this time, as things are kind of closing up, you just kind of like. You see one more person kind of like rushing around, and you see the tents, like, kind of, opening flap open up, and you see a familiar looking wizard girl. She's just kind of awkwardly breathing, like, okay. This is
Hey.
so far outside of town. Why is
What?
this so I'm sorry, I didn't know where else to go.
It's okay. What's going on? She approaches her.
I checked the tower, and Master Thaddeus left a note. He had a work thing last minute, and it's V. I found them, and I think they're kidnapped.
What? Okay. Can you tell me more specifics about this?
Can I hear
It's
this?
it's further into downtown Wellboro. I know where the building is. It's just
Okay. Can you tell me who did this?
I don't. It was this cloaked woman, a fire genasi.
Just. Okay. Personal. If it's the same one. Yeah, I'll help you. Yeah. Let's go find your friend.
Same one?
Hear this?
You know who this person is?
I believe I do. I could be entirely wrong. They're how common are fire ganassies?
They're not the most common.
Well, from my assumption, it's the same one. I'll tell you more on the way. Do you guys want to come? Bring your strange mimic monster that licked my leg? Just like uncomfortable about that still?
Just Hooker's just like, what do I get out of it?
Would you like to help me? She's a very bad person.
Unfazed.
I'll bend down to Hooker. Hooker, we should probably help them. He gave us a free tarot reading.
I like how that's what it is.
I kind of contemplate for a second. I lock eyes with the wizard lady.
Just like, look, I am asking as a personal favor. Every day I can ask a question, and it won't be answered to various degrees. If you have any questions, I can ask a single question a day. How about that? You can have that.
I just immediately, I'm on board, already walking out the door. Let's go!
Okay. Yeah, and I guess I'll have Abalai take her. I realized something. She has to stop by her thing, though, because she has to grab her javelin. Yeah, just like...
Gotta make a quick pit stop.
Yeah, just like, I gotta go grab my weapon. I will be right back. And she goes and grabs a really nice javelin.
Imagine not just punching things to death. This was made by Monk Yang.
Yeah, and I guess we go along the way.
On the way, do you start to explain what you know of this individual?
Yeah, that if it's the same individual, describing the woman, like, I don't know, like, well, first she'd ask, have you seen her? Like, did you get a look of her, like what her face looked like?
Yeah, she had, like, she was vaguely kind of like glowy all around, but she had like those really sharp eyes and, like the kind of the scar on the one cheek.
Yeah, that's the same woman. Of course it is. Great. Then I'm assuming this might be a stretch. Was the fire that started the explosion their fault?
Yeah, I think that's what V was talking about.
Just a nod, like, God, they're, damn it. Okay, they have plans. Oh, tieflings. Oh my God, stress.
Tieflings?
Right. Mark, I'm. Does he have a tail? Because she's more concerned about that.
He has a tail.
You might want to tuck that in.
Why?
She will take. She likes to target tieflings and Asimars. Would I be aware of the Asimar thing or no?
You'd be aware of the Asimar thing.
Tieflings and Asimars are her main targets. Feathers for Asimars, tails and horns for tieflings. She'll remove them.
What about
Sell
my
them.
tail?
Is Hooker safe?
Super safe. He's just a lizard.
That doesn't seem very consensual.
I don't want to sound rude, but the one good thing about it is, to her, you're just a lizard.
The perfect camouflage.
She laughs. Yes, but your friend V, what are they race-wise, if you don't mind me asking?
Human. They're human.
Okay, so at least we don't have to worry about anything hopefully being removed. I don't know if they make them angry, what will happen to them.
They are an idiot.
Okay, I guess we gotta move.
And with that, before we jump into a rescue mission, we're at like 3:40. Do you guys want to wrap up for the night?
That probably would be best.
Yeah.
Unless we can finish this in 20 minutes.
I don't think they'll be able to in 20 minutes.
Yeah, no.
We're not gonna have an
We're
epic
too
finale.
chaotic for
We're
that.
gonna end on a cliffhanger.
Yup. We're gonna be the
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Gosh,
No,
I
damn
will.
it.
No,
Like-
we're not getting copyrighted.
That won't get you copyrighted.
I know.
Yeah. Well, I guess. We sadly have to be ending things.
How sad, so very sad.
How very sad. I guess as a reminder, you can follow us on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. In some time, we'll post about it on Instagram when we start uploading these videos at Fantasy Hour or at Fantasy_Hour. And do people want to talk about their personal social medias that people can see more of you at?
You can also join our Discord. It's in the bottom.
Yeah, and
right.
there's the Discord. It's on screen now.
Yeah, you can go to Discord. You can find me at Quartzart on Instagram.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Indeed.
Does anyone else have any social media they want to plug in?
Nah.
Well, I'll do mine then. You can
Oh,
follow
God.
me at
Slides in.
lore_avenue. And also I put the Discord link in the chat for the people who still want to go look at that.
I suppose if we're shilling, I do my own personal streams whenever I feel like it. I don't have a schedule yet. You can find me at twitch.tv/ptwinkie.
Also, by the way, our next stream will be happening on the 30th, if I have that correctly. Yes, 30th the Tuesday after next Tuesday at the same time, starting at 3:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And if any of you guys do art at all and you wish to draw anything you've heard or seen today, you can put the hashtag Fantasy Hour fan arts, and we'll be looking at that, and you might be able to get featured on the stream. Any other closing words, anyone?
I'm
Drink
just
water.
drink water.
Eat food.
I'm very glad to be able to finally share this with the world. This has been a very long ongoing project. This has been very exciting.
If you want to make a DM very happy, share with your friends. And going on this month, we might be doing just some streams here and there, just chatting to answer questions, or maybe playing some games to get our stream hours up, so we can be a little more open for, maybe making this a better and more productive project by getting ad revenue on.
Indeed.
Also, if anyone mentions the stream on any of social media, mainly Instagram and Twitter, with a hashtag Fantasy Hour, you have a chance of naming and having an NPC named after you, depending on whatever account you were logged with.
And you can also choose the name if you do not like the name you are currently having. So yeah, if there's any questions at all before we completely log off, let us know. You have 15 seconds.
14.
12, 11,
Bum bum.
10.
9,
Bum
8.
bum bum.
It sounds like a
7,
threat.
6,
6,
5, 4,
4,
3,
2, 1.
One.